Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I don't know what to do for an intro, but today, new type of video. We're resetting the NFL to, I guess, the 2011 season, more realistically, and we are gonna sim until 2025, and we're gonna see how the league shakes out differently. So let's go check out some new rosters. We're gonna start by looking at my favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings. And we are back when it was bad, because we are in the Donovan McNabb, Christian Ponder age of the Minnesota Vikings. Adrian Peterson's still here. This was after a bit of a down year, I guess, because he's only an 89 overall. We got Matt Asiata. Percy Harvin's here, along with Devin Aroma-Shadu and Bernard Berrien. Goats. Asante Shanko. Rookie Kyle Rudolph is here. Charlie Johnson. Steve Hutchinson, the Hall of Famer, still around. Probably won't be very long. Phil Lodeholt. B-Rob, Jared Allen, a rookie, basically, Everson Griffin, Kevin Williams, Aaron Henderson, E.J. Henderson, Chad Greenway, Antoine Winfield's old ass is still hanging around, as well as Cedric Griffin, Chris Cook, Asher Allen, Marcus Sherrills, best punt returner in the league. Hussein Abdullah is here, Andrew Sendejo, Mistral Raymond, Terrell Johnson, Jamarcus Sanford, Ryan Longwell's still around, kicking, and then Chris Cluey. Moving on from here, the Bears, you're rocking Jay Cutler, Matt Forte, Marion Barber. You got Johnny Knox and Devin Hester, Earl Bennett, Miller's GOAT, Dane Sansenbacher. You got Kellen Davis. That's a football player we all remember, for sure. Gabe Karimi, everybody knows him. Israel Adonijah. Julius Peppers. This is not that good of a team. Brian Urlacher, Lance Briggs, Peanut. Gonna hit him with the peanut punch. Brandon Merriweather, Chris Conti, Craig Steltz, Major Wright, Robbie Gold. It's weird seeing some of the guys who are still around. You got Andy Dalton, Bruce Gradkowski still here as a backup, Cedric Benson, Bernard Scott, Brian Leonard, James Devlin, AJ Green, Jerome Simpson. I believe this is front flip into the end zone. Jordan Shipley, Andre Caldwell, Brandon Tate, Andrew Hawkins. They still got Jermaine Gresham, Andrew Whitworth. Big Whit is on this team still before he went to LA. King Dunlap, or Carlos Dunlap, sorry. Michael Johnson, Frosty Rucker, Geno Atkins, Damata Pico. Who else they got? Ray Malaluga's still around. Pac-Man Jones and Leon Hall, Reggie Nelson, Taylor Mays, Mike Nugent. Going back through these rosters is fun. Ryan Fitzpatrick is still playing for the Bills. He's got Fred Jackson, CJ Spiller, Tashad Choice, Stevie Johnson still hanging around, Roscoe Parrish. What y'all know about Roscoe Parrish? Scott Chandler's around, Andy Levitri, Eric Wood. You know, this Bills team's not too awful. Marcel Darius, he's just getting into the league. Kyle Williams. The forgotten third Williams brother. Sean Merriman, lights out, still around. Leotis McKelvin and Aaron Williams. What y'all know about Leotis McKelvin? Jarris Bird. Oh, what a team. That's not what a team. The Broncos, this is pre-Peyton Manning. We're in the Tim Tebow era in Denver. I'm going to move my camera, I just realized. Ooh, I feel like that's going to be less in the way of things, maybe. We got Tim Tebow, Brady Quinn, Willis McGahee, Noshawn Moreno. We got Demarius Thomas, Eric Decker, Eddie Royal. Man, got Julius Thomas still hanging around, Ryan Clady. Get to go back to arguing who's better, Clady or Lodeholt. Those were fun times. Got Robert Ayers, Elvis Doomerville. Good stuff. Mitch Unrein down there. A lot of guys who, like, ended up being really good might not get that good in this game. You got Von Miller hanging around. Champ Bailey, pre-retirement. Chris Harris Jr. Raheem Moore, legend. Brian Dawkins, actual legend. Matt Prater, Britton Colquitt. The Browns, we're looking at the Colt McCoy era Browns, maybe the only team with a worse quarterback situation than the Vikings at this point. Got Peyton Hillis. I got Josh Cribbs, Greg Little, Jordan Norwood, Mohamed Massaquoi. Yeah. Ben Watson, Jordan Cameron. I don't know if he's ever going to be as good as he was in real life. You got Joe Thomas. Wow. Alex Mack. I mean, the Browns having a decent O-line. That never changes, does it? Anybody good on defense? DeQuell Jackson. Yeah. Scott Fajita. Joe Hayden. Buster Screen. Buster Screen. Busted coverage, some say. Who else we got? TJ Ward, Broncos legend. Phil Dawson. Good times. The Bucks are out here still rocking with Josh Freeman. Got LeGarrette Blount. Mike Williams. Aurelius Ben. Everybody remembers him. Kellen Winslow. Luke Stoker. Donald Penn. God damn it, Donald. Peyton Manning yelling at him in Indy was fun. Michael Bennett. Yo. What y'all know about Daquan Bowers? He was supposed to be so good. He never was, but he was supposed to be so good. Adrian Claiborne's still around. Gerald McCoy. Albert Hainsworth, the worst free agent signing in the history of the league. What else we got? Geno Hayes. Aqib Talib and Rondé Barber. Yep. Corey Lynch. Connor Barth. What you know about Connor Barth? The Cardinals, they got Kevin Cobb and John Skelton. I lied. They might be just as bad off as the Vikings and the Browns. They got Beanie Wells, LaRod Stevens Howling, Chester Taylor. Wow. They got Anthony Sherman. They got Larry Fitzgerald and Andre Roberts. They got Chauncey Stuckey. Who else? They got Todd Heap. They got Mike Leach. They got Calais Campbell and Darnell Dockett. Legend. Darnell Dockett was sick back in the day. They got Daryl Washington. They got Joey Porter, Sam Acho, Pat Pete, Richard Marshall, Mike Adams, Kerry Rhodes, Adrian Wilson still around. Oh, well, that's fine. We switched to the Chargers. They're going to have Phillip Rivers at QB. They're going to have Ryan Matthews and Mike Tolbert. Jacob Hester at fullback. Vincent Jackson and Malcolm Floyd. These were good times for the Chargers. Antonio Gates. Pretty good offensive line. Nobody like to write home about, but you know, not a bad team. You got Sean Phillips. You got the KO Spikes. You got Quentin Jammer. Eric Weddle. Is that Bob Sanders? That is Bob Sanders. Man, if it weren't for injuries, man. Then you got, the Chiefs with Matt Castle, Jamal Charles, Dexter McCluster, the GOAT, Jackie Battle, Ron McClain, Dwayne Bowe. This was the team that had like no receivers catch a touchdown for an entire year. It was something special. Defensively, you got Glenn Dorsey. You got Justin Houston. You got Derek Johnson, the all-time leading tackler in the history of the Chiefs. If you know the clip, you know the clip. Tom Bahali was still around. Eric Berry. These were the bad Chiefs years. Ryan Suckup. Then you got the Colts. They got Peyton Manning, but he's not Peyton Manning anymore. They still got Joseph Adai, Donald Brown, Jerome Felton, Reggie Wayne, Pierre Garcon, Austin Collie, the GOAT, Dallas Clark, Jacob Tammy, Anthony Costanzo, Jeff Saturday. This team's interesting. You got Robert Mathis. You got Dwight Freeney. Who else they got? Anybody good? Angerer. He's all right. Gerard Powers. Antoine Bethea. Vinatieri and Pat McAfee. We're going to get to see what Pat McAfee's career looks like now. Washington's got Rex Grossman. Incredible. Incredibly gross. And the greatest running back tandem in the history of the league. You got Roy Halou and Tim Hightower. Got Daryl Young at fullback. You got Jabbar Gaffney, Santana Moss, Dante Stallworth. Legend. You got Chris Cooley still. Young Trent Williams is here. Got Chris Chester. You got, I think Ryan Kerrigan's going to be on this team somewhere. Yep, Ryan Kerrigan. Got London Fletcher still. Brian Arakpo. D'Angelo Hall. LaRon Landry. Reed Daughtry. Graham Gano, young Graham Gano. Cowboys got Tony Romo and John Kitna, DeMarco Murray, Felix Jones, Des Bryant, Laurent Robinson, Miles Austin. Yeah, I remember this Cowboys team. Jason Witten, Doug Free, Tyron Smith as a rookie, basically. They got Sean Lee on defense still, DeMarcus Ware before he went to Denver, Terrence Newman before he went to Minnesota, Mike Jenkins, Orlando Scandrick, Gerald Sensabois, Abram Elam, Barry Church. Dan Bailey's here kicking their field goals. They also have Kai Forbath on the roster for some reason. Don't ask. The Dolphins are rocking Chad Henne. They're rocking Reggie Bush. They got Charles Clay at fullback. They got Brandon Marshall, Devon Best, Brian Hartline, Chris Hogan before he was a Super Bowl winner in New England, Anthony Fasano. They got Jake Long, Richie Incognito, Mike Pouncey, Vernon Carey, Mark Colombo. Like this, if they had a quarterback, this wouldn't be too bad of a team. Paul Soliai, Jason Taylor, Carlos Dansby, Cameron Wake. They got Vontae Davis. He's going to retire at halftime of one of these games at some point. Got Rashad Jones before he was Rashad Jones. They got Dan Carpenter kicking field goals. Eagles, this was the dream team, remember. They had Michael Vick, Vince Young, LaShawn McCoy, Ronnie Brown, Stanley Havili at fullback. They had not that version of Steve Smith, but the other one. Whoever made this roster got the picture wrong. It's okay. They got Jeremy Maclin, Deshaun Jackson, Jason Avant, Johnny Lee Higgins, Riley Cooper, the racist. Everybody knows him. Brent Selleck. They had Jason Peters. They had Evan Mathis. They had Jason Kelsey. They had Jason Babin. They had Trent Cole. They had Cullen Jenkins. Their linebackers weren't that good, but that seems to just be the story of Philly. They got Nnamdi Asomugha, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, and Asante Samuel, as well as Nate Allen and Jaquan Jarrett. Their safeties weren't that good either. This was the dream team. They were the preseason favorite to win the Super Bowl. Did not work out. You got the Falcons. They're rocking young Matt Ryan, Michael Turner, Jason Snelling, and Jaquiz Rogers. Roddy White, rookie Julio Jones, Harry Douglas, Tony G. What y'all know about Tony G? Tyson Clabo, Ray Edwards, Vikings legend, John Abraham, Jonathan Babineau, Curtis Lofton, Sean Weatherspoon, Dante Robinson, Brent Grimes. Wow. Good times. Matt Bryant, before he was 90, he's still old. The Niners, you have Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick, Frank Gore. Got Michael Crabtree, that sorry-ass receiver. They got Ted Ginn. Braylon Edwards is still around. Wow. Vernon Davis, Delaney Walker. He'd go on to Tennessee and be great. Joe Staley, Alex Boone, Mike Iupati. This is a good team. I think this is a Super Bowl team. They got Ray McDonald, Justin Smith. They got Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. Rookie Alden Smith, I think, here. Yep. You got Carlos Rogers, Terrell Brown, Chris Culliver, Tremaine Brock, Deshaun Goldson, Medeu Williams, Vikings legend, Dante Hittner before he changed his name, David Akers and Andy Lee doing the kicking and punting. You got the Giants. You got Eli Manning and David Carr, Brandon Jacobs, Ahmad Bradshaw. You still got Earth and Fire. You got no wind, though. You got the Rhinoceros at fullback. You got Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks, Mario Manningham, Brandon Stokely. That's a pretty good receiver room. They need some tight end help for sure. And the offensive lines are all right, I guess. You still got Justin Tuck. You got Jason Pierre-Paul, OCU Manora, Linval Joseph's here, Chase Blackburn, Corey Webster, Aaron Ross, Prince Amukamara as basically a rookie. Antrell Roll, Lawrence Tynes is back around. The Jaguars, they got Luke McCown and Blaine Gabbert, MJD, Rashad Jennings, Mike Thomas, Cecil Shorts, Mercedes Lewis and Zach Miller at tight end. Not too bad of an O-line. Too bad Blaine Gabbert didn't work out IRL. But who knows? He has a new chance. I don't know if he will, but Terrence Knighton, Tyson Alualu. Who else they got? Paul Posluszny. Rashean Mathis is still around. The GOAT. DeJuan Landry and Josh Scobie. That is not the right Nick Harris, I promise. The Jets still have Mark Sanchez, Mark Brunell, and Kevin O'Connell. Sean Green, LaDainian Tomlinson, Bilal Powell. They got Santonio Holmes and Plexico Burris and Jeremy Curley. Still got Dustin Keller. DeBrickashaw Ferguson's out here. Nick Mangold. Those were good players. Muhammad Wilkerson, he was good. David Harris and Bart Scott. Nick Bellore, Calvin Pace, Darrell Revis and Antonio Cromartie. Jim Leonard. Nick Folk was their kicker. The Lions, this is, your Stafford era. You've got Javid Best, Kevin Smith. The guy who I thought was going to be so awesome and it just never worked out, Michael LaShure. Calvin Johnson, Nate Burleson. Got Brandon Pettigrew. Jermichael Finley? Nope, that's Joe John. Jermichael's going to be a Packer. Dummy. They have a pretty all right offensive line. They got Cliff Averill before he became great. And Ndamukong Suh. Nick Fairley as a rookie. Stephen Tulloch. Luis Delmas, I remember him. Hanson. Then you got the Packers. They got Aaron Rodgers and Matt Flynn before his 6th touchdown game. You got Ryan Grant, James Starks, got John Kuhn still, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, James Jones, Randall Cobb, Donald Driver. There's Jermichael Finley. Got TJ Lang still. They got Josh Sitton, Brian Bulaga. Defensively, you got BJ Raji and Johnny Jolly. Got Clay Matthews, Desmond Bishop, AJ Hawk, Charles Woodson, Tremont Williams, Sam Shields, Morgan Burnett, and you got Mason Crosby doing the kicking. Panthers, you've got Cam. Is that rookie Cam? That is rookie Cam. Got D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart. Got Steve Smith still, Legadun Nene, Brandon LaFell. Who else you got? Greg Olson, Jeremy Shockey, Gary Barnage. You got Jordan Gross. You got Ryan Khalil. You got Jeff Otah. Greg Hardy. Charles Johnson. This was good defense back then. You got Thomas Davis. You got John Beeson. Captain Munnerlin. Charles Godfrey. Not bad. That team could get good pretty quick. You still got the GOAT, Tom Brady. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, if we're honest. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, the law firm. Got Kevin Falk. You got Danny Woodhead, Stephen Ridley, Shane Vereen, Wes Welker, Deion Branch, Chad Ochocinco, Julian Edelman, Matthew Slater's still here, Gronk, Aaron Hernandez. We ain't even gone forever yet. All right, that might have been a little far. Dan Connolly, he's got to have the greatest kick return in the history of kick returns. Oh, man. This is fun. Vince Wilfork's still here, Brandon Spikes, Gerard Mayo, well, former Patriots head coach at this point. Rob Ninkovich, Devin McCourty, Kyle Arrington, Patrick Chung, wow, Steven Goskowski. The Raiders are rocking Carson Palmer, Jason Campbell, and the future Terrell Pryor. They still got Michael Bush and Darren McFadden. They got Tywan Jones. Marcel Reese is hanging around. They got Darius Hayward-Bay, Denarius Moore, Jacoby Ford, Chaz Schillings, TJ Who's Your Mama, Lewis Murphy. He actually turned into a good player in real life. Kevin Bausch as their tight end. Jared Velda here. Samson Satelli. If they would have been able to put it together, like quarterback-wise, this was a good team. They got Lamar Houston. Richard Seymour's around here. Ooh. Tommy Kelly. Aaron Curry. Rolando McClain. What you know about Rolando McClain? Cameron Wembley. That's not the right Chris Johnson picture, but that's all right. That's Chris Johnson. They got Michael Huff. They got Tyvon Branch. Sebastian Janikowski. Shane Leckler. Rams got Sam Bradford. Steven Jackson. Brandon Lloyd. Danny Amendola. Mark Clayton. Michael Humanumanawi. Lance Kendricks. Roger Saffold is here. Who else they got? Chris Long, Ben Lieber, Vikings legend, James Laurinaitis. This team's not very good, I can't lie. Joe Flacco, Tyrod Taylor, Ray Rice. What you know about Ray Rice? Vontae Leach is still here. Anquan Bolden, Torrey Smith, Lee Evans, Ed Dixon, Dennis Pitta, Bryant McKinney, Vikings legend, Ben Grubbs, Matt Burke, Marshall Yanda, Michael Orr, one of the best offensive lines ever. Corey Redding. I mean, I guess this team does go to win the Super Bowl this year. Haloti Ngata, at least in real life. We'll see if that stays. They got Ray Lewis, Jamil McClain, Terrell Suggs, Paul Kruger, Ladarius Webb, Jimmy Smith, Ed Reed, Bernard Pollard, Billy Cundiff. That's a good team. The Saints, you got Drew Brees, you got Chase Daniel, Darren Sproles, Pierre Thomas, Mark Ingram, Chris Ivory. That's a good running back room. Marcus Colston, Lance Moore, Devery Henderson, Robert Meacham. I remember this team. Jimmy Graham, Tremont Bushrod, Carl Nix, Ryan De La Puente, Jari Evans, Zach Strife. I remember this O-line. The old man, Cam Jordan's still here, but he's not an old man yet. Jonathan Vilma, the piece of shit, is still here. Jabari Greer, Tracy Porter, Malcolm Jenkins, Roman Harper. Garrett Hartley is still on the roster. He won't be by the time the season starts. Seahawks have Vikings legend Tavares Jackson as their QB. Marshawn Lynch, Leon Washington, Justin Forsett. Michael Robinson playing fullback for him now. Sidney Rice, Doug Baldwin, Golden Tate down there. Ricardo Lockett even farther down there. They got the other Zach Miller. Russell Okung still hanging around. Max Unger. This team needs a quarterback, that's for sure. They got Red Bryant. Keith Farwell. They got Richard Sherman, though, and Brandon Browner. So they've got the pieces. They also have Earl Thomas and Bam Bam Cam, and as well as Steven Hauschka. So they have the big pieces for that defense right now. Steelers got Big Ben, Rashard Mendenhall, Mike Wallace, Antonio Brown, Jericho Cotchery, Emmanuel Sanders, Hines Ward, good receiver room. Heath Miller's still kicking around. The other Pouncey, Marquise Pouncey. Defensively, Brett Kiesel's around. Young Cam Hayward. He's an old man now, but young one's here. Lamar Woodley, Lawrence Timmons, James Ferrier, James Harrison, Ike Taylor, Willie Gay. Who else we got? Ryan Clark, Troy Polamalu, Sean Schweischem is doing the kicking for him, though. The Texans got Matt Schaub, Jake Delhomme, TJ Yates, Matt Leinart, Jeff Garcia. They got no quarterbacks on this team. Arian Foster's kicking around, Andre Johnson, Derek Mason, Jacoby Jones, Owen Daniels, Joel Dreesen. Dwayne Brown's old ass is playing left tackle. He's not very old in this version of the world, but he is old. You got rookie J.J. Watt. So we're going to get to watch J.J. Watt's career again, hopefully with less injuries this time. Brian Cushing, D'Amico Ryans, their current head coach, is on their roster. Mario Williams, Jonathan Joseph, Kareem Jackson before he became a horrible person. Is that Quentin? That was Quentin Demps. That's Glover Quinn. Finally, the Titans. You got Hasselback. You got Jake Locker. CJ 2K's hanging out here. Nate Washington, Kenny Britt, Donnie Avery, Jared Cook. They got Jake Scott, David Stewart. Offensively, they got young Jarrell Casey, Carl Klug, Akeem Ayers. Who else became something? Cortland Finnegan. He's going to get into a fight. Jason McCourty, Alteron Werner. They got Michael Griffin. They got Chris Hope, Jordan Babineau, Rob Baronis. All right, there's our run through of those players, though I also do want to bring up one other list of players. And that's the free agent, because there are some interesting names out here, like Kurt Warner, Brett Favre, David Garrard, Jake Plummer, Jamarcus Russell, Gus Frerotte, Dante Culpepper, Warwick Dunn's out here. So's Tatum Bell, Corey Dillon, Lendale White, Marshall Faulk, Deuce McAllister, Brian Westbrook, Edgerrin James, Clinton Portis, Mike Allstott is sitting in free agency, Randy Moss, Keenan McCardell, Mike Sims Walker. I don't feel like he's on the same level, but Joey Galloway, Isaac Bruce, Antoine Randall, Orlando Pace, Alan Faneca, Sean O'Hara. These are some big name guys out in free agency. Will any of them play? I don't know. Pat Williams, half the Williams wall is just sitting in free agency. LeVar Arrington, Lofa Tatupu, Channing Crowder. We all know him from podcasts now. He's podcast man. Junior Seau, Derek Brooks. There we go. It got stuck on Derek Brooks' face. That was weird. Pat Surtain Sr., Ty Law, Delta O'Neal, John Lynch, Rodney Harrison. These are guys who could be on a team. Like Mike Vanderjagt. These are guys who could still be on a team later this year, but we have gone through our list, and now it's time to see how each season plays out. So we'll see in the offseason. All right, I want to look at the players' stats at the end of the season before we do anything. Donovan McNabb, final year of his career was something. Drew Brees goes over 5,000 yards, 39 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 77% completion percentage. Stafford almost goes for 5,000, but 46-10. That's probably MVP. Maybe Matt Ryan, though, at 4,889 yards, 44 touchdowns to only 4 picks. Matt Hasselback started all year in Tennessee. There's Brady. I want to see Cam Newton as a rookie, 4,000 yards, 24 and 10. Not bad. Aaron Brooks ended up starting in Kansas City, going for 4,000, 30 and 13. Ooh, Peyton, bad, not bad year, just low year. No. Jamarcus Russell started games for the Browns, threw 3,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 25 picks. Yikes, dude. Yikes. Rushing, the best guy in the league was Marshawn Lynch. Where's AP? Oh, no, he must have got hurt. Oh, what? Am I blind? Oh, it's just, yeah, I'm blind. Okay. Only 5 rushing touchdowns from AP. That's tough. But 1,100 yards, we'll take that. Oh, whoops. Yeah, we got Ray Rice, Michael Turner, Maurice Jones-Drew, Arian Foster, Adrian Peterson. Another 1,800-yard season from Calvin Johnson. Oh, my God, he broke the receiving touchdowns record. Calvin Johnson gets 27 receiving touchdowns on the year. Roddy White goes for 1,700 yards and 17 touchdowns. 1,600 yards and 17 touchdowns from Greg Jennings. I want to know, oh, God, what did Julio Jones do with such a good year from the other guy? He did not go for 1,000 yards as a rookie. Julio had 9, 17, and 6. That's not too bad. Anybody else do anything crazy touchdowns-wise? No, not too crazy. Defensively, a lot of guys with a lot of tackles, but nobody cares about just tackles. Haloti Ngata tied the sack record at 22, or fell just short at 22, needing 22 and a half. Von Miller gets 18 and a half in his second year. Wow. Kevin Williams leads the Vikings, not Jared Allen. Insane. Interceptions leader is Nnamdi Asomugha, the goddamn GOAT. Everybody forgets about the GOAT. And there's Champ Bailey. There are a lot of good kick returners in the league right now. Did any of them score touchdowns? No. What about punt returns? None. Tough. Did anybody that actually matters break Drew Brees'? No. Completion percentage record. That's what I wanted to see. All right. Well, now let's go see how the season actually shook out. 2024 season recap. The Steelers beat the Lions 20-17 in the Super Bowl. Wow. Ben Roethlisberger gets Super Bowl MVP. Matt Ryan wins MVP. Brian Callahan of the Titans gets Coach of the Year. Calvin Johnson, Offensive Player. Von Miller, Depoy. Titus Young, wide receiver for the Lions, gets Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Von Miller gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year is a little insane, especially when Haloti Ngata had 20 sacks. But what do I know? We've got some retirements to talk about, though, for sure, such as Steve Hutchinson, Hall of Famer. Antoine Winfield, really good player. London Fletcher, Matt Burke, Hall of Famer. Mike Allstott, Hall of Famer. Keenan McCardell, Kurt Warner. Brian Dawkins retired as a Cowboy somehow. Pat Williams, John Lynch, Warwick Dunn, Jeff Saturday, Sean O'Hara, K.O. Spikes, Randy Moss, Derek Brooks, Pat Surtain Sr., Rondé Barber, Brett Favre, Rodney Harris, Donald Driver retires as a Bill. I don't really know how that happens, but it did. It did. That's a lot of players gone. This draft class is going to have a lot of work to do. This is going to be a pretty defining draft class because this is the Andrew Luck, RG3, Trent Richardson year. We got Andrew Luck, RG3, Ryan Tannehill, Brandon Weeden, Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, Nick Foles. We got Super Bowl winners out here. Running backs, we got Alfred Morris, Michael James, Brandon Bolden, Lamar Miller, got Justin Blackmon, Brian Quick, Michael Floyd, KJ Wright, Alshon Jeffrey, Jarius Wright, Joe Adams, Mohamed Sanu, T.Y. Hilton, Cole Beasley, Josh Bellamy, Travis Benjamin. Who we got? Andrew DePaul is coming out in this class. It's over for the league. Garrett Selleck, Kobe Fleener, got Matt Khalil, Kelechi Osemele, Mike Remmers, Brandon Brooks. There's some good players here. There's some good players in this draft class. Defensively, I don't know how much is out there, but I'm sure there's a couple really decent ones. Chandler Jones, at least in real life, turned out to be pretty sick. Dontari Poe, let's see. Luke Kuechly, Levante David, Bobby Wagner, Devonta Hightower. There's Demario Davis. There's some big names out there. Mo Claiborne, Stephon Gilmore, yeah. Harrison Smith is in this draft class. That's a big one. He's listed as a corner coming out. Don't know if I love that, but whatever. So there's going to be some movement this year here as well as in free agents. I have no clue who's in free agency. I can't look. When I set it to auto do, I can't look. I'm going to have to see if I can go turn it off so I can look, and then we'll see if that'll work. Well, at least currently I can't look, so that's fun. We're going to advance a week, though, and see if that works. Nope, can't look. So I don't know why, but I'm not allowed to look at free agency. So who knows if we'll ever find out who moved. Maybe we can look at some of the news. Wow, Trent Richardson struggled at the combine, and all of that is just, yeah, none of this is like, I don't know how to see. Is there a way to check league transactions? Here we go. Let's see. Any big names? Pierre Garçon goes to the Titans. Lavelle Hawkins, who just had a huge year, goes to the Bears. Harry Douglas goes to the Bengals. Derek Anderson's back in Cleveland. Tyrell Johnson goes to the Raiders. Tyvon Branch leaves the Raiders and goes to the Bears. Wow. AJ Hawk goes to Denver. Leotis McKelvin is staying in Buffalo. Jerome Simpson goes to the Bears. The Bears are trying to fix that receiver room. I don't know if it'll work. D'Angelo Williams is a Colt now. Osi Umenyiora goes to the Browns. Alex Smith goes to the Jags. That's pretty interesting. John Sullivan leaves Minnesota, goes to Tennessee. Charles Woodson leaves Green Bay, goes to Dallas instead of back to Oakland like he did in real life. Danny Amendola to the Broncos. Wesley Woodyard to the Bears. Brandon Flowers to the Bengals. Reggie Wayne goes to the Jaguars, teaming up with Alex Smith. Whoa, Andy Reid is now the offensive coordinator in Baltimore. Kevin Stefanski is now the OC in Pittsburgh. Weird. Matt Eberflus, the defensive coordinator, is going to be the offensive coordinator. Ridiculous, man. And that looks to be all of the movement so far. Apparently, the Vikings just don't want to make moves. I don't think they added anybody. Hopefully it doesn't stay that way. I will retire and switch and ruin a different team if they just keep not making moves. I guess there's a free agency recap. I'm dumb. I didn't realize that existed. Okay, so they are signing players. They're just dumb about it. Chad Henne, you are a Viking. Other QBs, there aren't really any good ones. Vince Young is going to Washington. All right. Running backs, a bunch are staying free agents. Okay. Let's see. Other big name receivers. Eddie Royal's a Titan now. Honestly, I do just want to look at signed. That makes more sense. But I mean, I guess we did end up seeing most of the important ones. For sure. Glenn Dorsey's a Lion now, I guess, if that means anything to you. Aaron Henderson leaves Minnesota and goes to Buffalo. Sean Merriman's going to Arizona. Orlando Scandrick left. Yeah, none of these other ones are very big. So I think I caught the ones that mattered. That's good. But we'll start doing it that way moving forward. Let's head to the draft though and see how this draft shakes out. We'll watch the first couple of picks, or like stay where we can see them. Percy Harvin would like the Vikings to draft a QB. Honestly, buddy, me too. Wow. Andrew Luck ends up in Washington. Robert Griffin III goes to Cleveland. Trent Richardson goes to the Jets. Justin Blackmon to the Chiefs. Stephon Gilmore to the Rams. Ryan Tannehill goes to the Jags. Wow. Let's see how the first round shakes out. The Vikings go Luke Kuechly. I love that. But Matt Khalil ends up falling from, in real life, I think 3 or 4 to 13. Riley Reif goes to the Cowboys. Fletcher Cox goes to the Panthers because they don't get Luke Kuechly in this world. Any other? I'm looking for big names. Kelechi Osemele to the Seahawks. That'll help them. That'll help them a lot. Mario Davis to the Giants. Okay. Michael Kendricks to the Dolphins. Janoris Jenkins goes to the Falcons. Oh, fuck. What am I looking at franchise staff for? What is that doing? How's that helping anybody? Let's hope this fixes things. Thank you. It did. Josh Norman goes to the Ravens. Packers get Tavon Wilson. So looking at the recap of the draft is going to be the best way we can do this. So we ended up with Luke Kuechly, Harrison Smith, T.Y. Hilton, Case Keenum, Austin Pastor, and No Name. Anybody have that good of a draft class outside of us? Maybe. Mark Barron's a big one, but the rest of that for the Bengals isn't that good. Dontari Poe and Alfred Morris for the Bills ain't too bad. Mosin New and Chandler Jones for the Broncos. RG3, Kevin Zeitler, Ronnie Hillman. That's not a bad draft class. Mo Claiborne, Brandon Brooks, Brock Osweiler, Robert Turbin. Not too bad in Tampa. Brandon Whedon and David DeCastro are probably going to help the Cardinals some. Maybe not a lot, though. Mitchell Schwartz, Cody Sensabaugh, Mike Adams. Not a bad day for the Chargers. Justin Blackmon and Whitney Merciless and Kirk Cousins for the Chiefs. Interesting. The Eagles getting Brian Quick, Alshon Jeffrey, Levante David. That's pretty good. Matt Khalil. Oh, I thought that was Travis Frederick. I was going to say the Niners win. Trent Richardson, Olivier Vernon. Yeah, the Jets is okay. I don't know, man. This was not the best draft class, is what I can say for sure. Stephon Gilmore is definitely going to help the Bengals, the Rams, because they have not had a good team. Norman, Melvin Ingram, Lamar Miller, Emmanuel Acho. The Ravens win the draft, probably, as they always do, because the Ravens are just good at things. Ooh, the Seahawks, Kelechi Simile, Russell Wilson, Donta Hightower, Vontez Perfect even. That's not bad. Can't hate on that. All right, after the draft, let's go see how the next season is going to shake out. All right, regular season stats for this season. Oof, da. Hey, Case Keenum had a few plays and didn't play too bad. Chad Henne, 2,600 yards, 17 touchdowns, 23 picks. Adrian Peterson, not getting the touchdowns, but another 1,200-yard season. Michael Jenkins is the leading receiver for Minnesota, but T.Y. Hilton is a rookie, 632 yards, 5 touchdowns. Percy Harvin must have gotten hurt at least a little. Tough scene there. Luke Kuechly immediately leads the team in tackles. Harrison Smith is already in the top 3, though. Sacks, Jared Allen has a 14.5 sack year. We like to see that. Harrison Smith leads the team in INTs and is tied for the top. Oh, no, he's not. Chris Cook is the top, but he's tied for second in passes defended. So good rookie year from Harrison Smith. Looking at the broader NFL, another big year from Drew Brees. Matt Ryan, at the time that this had happened, would have broken the passing touchdowns in a single season record with 53 and 7 picks. Tom Brady goes 30-3. RG3 is a rookie, 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 20 picks isn't great. There we are. Jake Locker has a good year. Cam Newton, another 4,000-yard season, but 35-10 is really good for him. Rodgers, 38 touchdowns, 7 picks. Tim Tebow has a year that's not too bad. Andrew Luck doesn't play too bad, if we're honest. Rushing-wise, Marshawn Lynch, Maurice Jones-Drew, AP, Ryan Matthews, Michael Turner, and Arian Foster are your only 1,000-yard rushers. Roddy White breaks Andre Johnson's touchdown record with 29 this season. My God. Calvin Johnson, Wes Welker, Andre Johnson, and Jordan Shipley are your top 5 receivers. That's insane. 17 sacks from Cameron Wake, 16 from Lamar Woodley, Jared Allen with 14.5, 14 from Trent Cole, and 14 from Ndamukong Suh. Those are your leaders. Interception leader goes to Tracy Porter. Gilmore gets 6 in his rookie year, though. Not bad. And Kevin Burnett leads the NFL in passes defended. No kick return touchdowns for another year. 1 punt return touchdown, and it was Jarius Wright, Vikings legend. That is your regular season stats. Now looking at the playoffs, your 2012 season recap, yikes, is Matt Ryan winning the MVP, Jim Harbaugh of the Chargers getting coach of the year, Roddy White, oh boy, Von Miller, back-to-back depoy, Ryan Broyles, wide receiver for the Browns, gets offensive rookie of the year, and Jack Rabbit Jenkins, defensive rookie of the year. The Steelers go back-to-back, beating the Saints this time. Lawrence Timmons wins Super Bowl MVP. The Steelers might be the team in this new world. Now, this isn't a pretty bad draft class. This is the E.J. Manuel, Geno Smith year. But we are going to see some guys, Le'Veon Bell, Eddie Lacy, Latavius Murray, Kyle Juszczyk, Tavon Austin, D-Hop, Cordy P, Robert Woods, Keenan Allen, Marcus Wheaton. Who else is out here? We're getting Jordan Reed, Travis Kelce, Zach Ertz, Tyler Eifert, Eric Fisher, Luke Jokel, Lane Johnson, Teron Armstead, J.C. Treader, David Questenberry, Chance Warmack, Travis Frederick comes out in this class, Kyle Long, one of Miller's favorite players ever, David Bakhtiari, Star Lutulele, Sheldon Richardson, Sharif Floyd, Kawan Short. Good interior defensive line class, that's for sure. Barkevius Mingo, Manti Te'o, Jamie Collins, John Bostic, Jarvis Jones, D. Milner, Desmond Trufant, Xavier Rhodes, DJ Hayden, Darius Slay, Tyrann Mathieu, Jordan Poyer, Logan Ryan. Who else we seeing? DJ Swearinger, Jonathan Cyprian, Eric Reed. Not too bad of a year. There's some pieces. There's some pieces. It's not a very good year, but it's not too bad. There's some good pieces that you could end up with, but hopefully, at least. Looks like Peyton Manning is going to retire, as well as Ryan Longwell, Matt Hasselbeck, Rex Grossman, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Matt Light. Steve Smith is going to retire and never leave Carolina. Reggie Wayne's retiring, Tony G, Jonathan Abraham, Asante Samuel, Charles Woodson, Peyton Manning, Adam Vinatieri, Antonio Gates, Bart Scott, Champ Bailey. It's a tough retirement year, that's for sure. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and switch teams because I don't want to ruin the Vikings because they're not even trying to sign players, which is tough. Joe Flacco goes to Washington. Mark Sanchez goes to L.A. Frank Gore also joins him in Los Angeles to be a Ram. Johnny Knox goes to Baltimore. Darius Hayward-Bay goes to Indy. Mercedes Lewis goes to Pittsburgh. Anthony Collins goes to Pittsburgh. Michael Bennett goes to Tennessee. Seems like a lot of teams aren't spending. Maybe it's not that, but Jason McCourty goes to the Chiefs. That's your free agency. It's not super good. Let's go ahead and see how the draft is going to start to shake out. Percy still wants us to go QB, so unless it's Geno. Let's see. We are in the top 5. No, we go corner. We go Desmond Trufant. Luke Jokel goes first to the Bills. Deion Jordan to the Raiders. Eric Fisher to the Rams. Ziggy Ansah to the Cardinals, and then Desmond Trufant to us. That's tough. Let's just sim to the end. We'll see. We'll check out the recap that way. The Vikings end up getting Desmond Trufant, Jonathan Hankins, David Amerson, Jesse Williams, Steve Williams, Quintarius Smith, and Josh Boyd. Certainly went corner heavy. Interesting. Let's see. The Bears get Kyle Long and Keenan Allen, current Bear. They get Landry Jones to be the QB of the future as well. The Bengals get DJ Fluker, Robert Woods, Alex Okafor. Not too bad. Bills go Jokel, Chance Warmack, Sean Williams, Leon McFadden, and Nickel Roby-Coleman. Don't say that name around Saints fans. The Broncos take Kyle Juszczyk in the 3rd round. Pretty interesting. Don't do much other than that, though. Barkevius Mingo goes to the Browns, as well as Jordan Poyer and Zach Allen, but not the right one. Cordy P goes to the Bucks, as well as Robert Alford, Vance McDonald, J.C. Treader. Not a bad draft class there. Cardinals get Ziggy Ansah, Tyler Eifert, Mike Gillislee, and A.J. Boye. The Chargers get Eric Reed. That's about it. Is that Rex Burkhead? It was Rex Burkhead. DJ Hayden goes to the Chiefs, as well as Kiko Alonso, Matt Elam. Not too bad. Jeff Heath. Tavon Austin goes to the Colts. Let's see if he can get better there. Matt Barkley goes there as well. Xavier Rhodes goes to the Commanders. That's tough. Same with Micah Hyde. Manti Te'o, Tyrann Mathieu, Marcus Wheaton, Latavius Murray all go to the Cowboys. That might be the best class of this season. Wow. Sharif Floyd, Christine Michael, Eddie Lacy. I don't know why you needed 2 running backs, but whatever. Terrence Williams, David Questenberry, Adam Thielen, they all go to the Dolphins. Tough. Wait, if that was that season, does that mean Diggs is out here somewhere? He might be. Niners get Sheldon Richardson, Geno Smith, DJ Swearinger. Not bad. Le'Veon Bell is a New York Football Giant. Interesting. David Bakhtiari goes to the Jags. D. Milliner goes to the Jets again. This time they go E.J. Manuel instead of Geno, though. Interesting. Teron Armstead goes to the Packers instead of David Bakhtiari this time. Darius Slay goes to the Panthers, as well as Gio Bernard. Travis Frederick and Eric Fisher go to the Rams. The Rams had finally a real draft class because Kenny Vaccaro's good. That's good for them. They needed that. Lane Johnson, Jamie Collins, Jordan Reed. Of course, the Ravens have a good draft class, the bastards. They always do, though. They always do. D-Hop and Travis Kelce go to the Texans. Maybe the Texans are building something. Just maybe, though. All right, let's see at the end of the year. Actually, no, I'm not going to switch team. Yeah, I am. I'm going to switch teams. I want to see if that matters. We're going to spectate from the perspective of the Steelers because they've been winning every Super Bowl. So if this changes things, it changes things. Now we'll see at the end of the year. All right, looking at player stats at the end of the year. Let's see what we got. Matt Ryan leads the league in passing yards yet again. 36 touchdowns, 10 picks. Mike Vick has a bit of a bounce-back season. Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Drew Brees, Brady, Jake Locker, and Gerard Johnson. Wow. Rushing is Maurice Jones-Drew, Marshawn Lynch. Adrian Peterson finally had a good touchdown year. Yeah. Good. Wes Welker leads the league in receiving. Jordy Nelson has a 20-touchdown season. Jeremy Curley is one of the top guys. Insane. Defensively, Gerard Mayo leads the NFL in tackles. Jason Pierre-Paul leads in sacks with Terrell Suggs, Von Miller, Tom Bahali, and Geno Atkins right behind. And Jared Allen just behind that. Didn't mean to switch to defense, but whatever. Interceptions led by Aaron Williams, followed by Devin McCourty, Jaleel Brown, Joe Hayden, Tracy Porter, Darius Slay as a rookie, Darrell Revis, and Kenny Phillips. Any big return touchdowns? Nope. Oh, one from A.J. Jenkins. I do want to go look at the rookie quarterbacks from this season. Nick Foles, I don't think, is a rookie. Nope. Matt Barkley's not a rookie, but he did start, and he didn't play too bad. Russell Wilson played fine. Sick. Kirk Cousins is starting for the Chiefs. Tyrod Taylor started for the Ravens. That's insane. Jamarcus Russell somehow keeps seeing the field. Geno Smith, 800 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5 picks. That's not great. And E.J. Manuel got to throw 2 passes for 8 yards. All right, let's look at the season recap. And, oof, the Lions get back to the Super Bowl, and Stafford loses again as Brady wins yet another ring. Aaron Rodgers wins MVP. Gerard Mayo wins Coach of the Year. Jordy Nelson and Von Miller are your offensive and defensive players of the year, respectively. Tavon Austin gets Rookie of the Year, and Darius Slay gets the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Wow. The Patriots do it again. Thomas Edward Patrick, the fucking asshole, does it again. Retirements: Brett Kiesel, Brian Urlacher, Bryant McKinney, Richard Seymour, Deion Branch, Jordan Gross, Michael Turner, E.J. Henderson, Peanut Tillman, Kevin Williams, C.J. 2K, Fred Jackson, O.C. Umenyiora. A lot of those guys retiring as free agents. This draft class is... All right, now we've got the 2014 draft class. We've got Blake Bortles, Derek Carr, Jimmy G, Teddy Bridgewater, Johnny Manziel, Tom Savage, Zach Mettenberger, Taj Boyd, which I'll know about Taj Boyd. Got an interesting running back class. We got Jeremy Hill, Carlos Hyde, Jerick McKinnon, Devonta Freeman, James White, Bishop Sankey, Trey Mason, Dree Archer, Alfred Blue. Wow. Damian Williams, Isaiah Crowell, Sammy Watkins, Mike Evans, OBJ, Brandon Cooks. This receiver class: Cooks, Devontae, Jarvis Landry, Martavis Bryant, Dante Moncrief. There's some good receivers. There's some great receivers if we're for realsies here. Eric Ebron, Austin Safarian Jenkins. Those are good players. Greg Robinson, Jake Matthew, Taylor Lewan. I didn't even see him the first time. Xavier Suafia. He's pretty good. Gabe Jackson turns out all right. Trey Turner turns out to be okay. At least IRL. Corey Linsley's down there. Zach Martin, Joel Batonio, Justin Britt. These are some good players. Khalil Mack and Coney Ely. Jadeveon Clowney, DeMarcus Lawrence. Aaron Donald. That's a big one. Anthony Barr. Ryan Shazier, CJ Mosley, Jeremiah Adauchu. Justin Gilbert, giant draft bust. Kyle Fuller. Bradley Roby, Haha Clinton Dix, Calvin Pryor, Marqueston Huff. Is that Marqueston? Am I wrong? No, that's Marqueston Huff, Wyoming legend. Wow. Yeah, this is a pretty decent class. This is a pretty decent class, I can't lie. Let's go see the free agent class, though. All right, free agency recap is here. The team I'm in control of didn't sign anybody again. I don't know how to feel about that. Justin Smith goes to the Colts. Trent Cole leaves Philly, goes to Cincy. Okay, let's look at it this way. Sam Bradford is a Minnesota Viking, just like in real life. Weird. Gerard Johnson, after a decent year, goes back to the Jets. Javid Best goes to Cincinnati. Dexter McCluster goes to Cleveland. CJ Spiller leaves and goes to a division rival in the New York Jets. Willis McGahee goes to the Colts. Receivers, Santonio Holmes goes to the Jags. Mike Williams goes to the Bills along with Eric Decker. Pierre Garcon goes to the Rams. Andre Roberts goes to Minnesota. See what I mean? That racist guy goes to the Raiders. That's insane. There are not a lot of great players hitting free agency yet. That's pretty tough. Justin Smith is a big one. That's about it, though. I should be looking, and this is just my bad, at like who made the playoffs, because that matters, you know? So your playoff teams, let's go division by division. Steelers, Bengals, Jaguars, Patriots, Jets, Raiders, Chiefs, and then Lions, Packers, Saints, Panthers, Eagles, Giants, and Seahawks. Those were your playoff teams last year. I apologize for... I will do better about remembering those moving forward. Let's see what we got here. Richard Sherman wants them to upgrade to pass rush. Let's see how the draft goes. The Vikings are going to have a good pick again because they suck. The Vikings, ooh, wow. They go Khalil Mack. Jadeveon Clowney goes first overall to the Dolphins. OBJ goes fourth to the Commanders. So Odell gets Andrew Luck. That's his new quarterback. Khalil Mack joins what is developing into a great defense in Minnesota. Mike Evans goes to the Bills. That's a good spot for him. Aaron Donald goes to the Colts. Other big names, Taylor Lewan's a Broncos. Zach Martin goes to the Cowboys again. Anthony Barr goes to the Panthers. Not bad. Who does the Steelers end up drafting? I didn't. Haha, Clinton Dix. Nice. Let's go look at this draft recap at the end, though. Going team by team, the Steelers end up with Haha, Clinton Dix, Corey Linsley. That's about it. Texans get not much. Ooh, the Titans go Kyle Fuller, Devontae Adams, Austin Seferian-Jenkins, Alfred Blue. That's not bad. The Vikings get Khalil Mack, Justin Britt, Jeremy Hill, Kevin Pierre-Louis. Those are good players. The Bills land the future big pieces. They got Mike Evans and Devonta Freeman. Oh, no. That's tough. The Cowboys end up with Zach Martin and Jarvis Landry, as well as ending up with Bo Allen, which means Jason Kelsey never meets his wife in this world, apparently. The Dolphins get Jadeveon Clowney, Derek Carr, and Trey Turner. That's a good draft for them. Blake Bortles goes to the Niners. The Rams go D Ford, Teddy Bridgewater, so the Vikings and Rams trade quarterbacks. Dante Moncrief. Damn, poor Teddy. Jimmy Garoppolo goes to the Ravens. All right, we'll see you at the end of the season. Ooh, I almost simmed 10 years. That's not what we want. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing, but that's not what we want. See you in the offseason. All right, time to check the stats. Big Ben existed. We don't care, though. We only care about the important stuff. Drew Brees, top quarterback in the league again. RG3 having a career so far. Matt Ryan's third. Brandon Weeden, he's out here playing well. 4,500 yards, 35 touchdowns. Matt Barkley is also in the top 5. Moving down, Josh Freeman's playing okay. Let's see. Tim Tebow is like a real quarterback in this world. Cam has the worst year of his career, but that's okay. Ryan Tannehill's playing well. Nick Foles is still doing stuff. Gerard Johnson's been sick, apparently. Tyrod Taylor's pretty cool. Stafford has a down year. Colin Kaepernick's still starting. Sam Bradford, God, the Vikings need a real quarterback, man. Teddy Bridgewater just doesn't get playing time. Rushing, Adrian Peterson, Maurice Jones-Drew, Mark Ingram, Le'Veon Bell, and Ray Rice are your top 4, with the only other guy reaching 1,000 yards being Arian Foster. Receiving leaders, Roddy White, Marcus Colston, Tavon Austin, Mike Thomas, Vincent Jackson, Danny Amendola. Calvin's lagging a little bit behind here. Wow. 18 touchdowns from Tavon Austin. He's going to be good in this universe. That's so sick. D'Amico Ryan's left went to the Bills and is now good. Left Houston, went to the Bills, and is now the GOAT. Sack leader Cameron Jordan at 19.5. 18 from JPP. Wesley Woodyard was 16. 15 from Lamar Woodley. 14 from Justin Houston. Jared Allen had a down year. Chad Greenway led the team in sacks, of all people. Khalil Mack only 4.5 as a rookie. That's tough. Interception leaders, Pat Pete, Tyrann Mathieu, Jack Rabbit Jenkins, Richard Sherman, Ron Parker, Mo Claiborne. Not too bad. Not too shabby. We finally got kick return touchdowns. Cody Latimer and No Name. That's tough. No Name getting one is tough. I don't love that. No way to see the playoff bracket. We can see who won the Super Bowl. RG3 did the thing. No shot. Let's look at this playoff picture. Who was there? Lions beat the Bears in the first round. Panthers beat the Giants. Cardinals beat the Bucks. Lions beat the Cardinals. Saints beat the Panthers. Drew Brees loses in a conference championship game. Browns-Lions, the thing we used to joke about being the toilet bowl, happened, and RG3 leads Cleveland to the Super Bowl, beating Matt Stafford. Stafford loses, I think, his third or fourth Super Bowl at this point. Dexter McCluster had a good game. Michael LaShore played. Brian Hartline, though, he was the best receiver in the game. Insane that the Browns did things at all, if we're honest. And then this season recap here is going to show us RG3's Super Bowl MVP. Regular MVP went to Drew Brees. He gets one in real life now. Roddy White and Cameron Jordan are your players of the year, and your rookies of the year are Martavis Bryant and Dayon Buchanan. Now we get the 2015 draft class. I wonder what this is going to look like this time around. I don't like this. We're going to try to find a different one. That's better. This is the Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota class. You also had Trevor Siemian and Taylor Heineke, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, David Johnson, Amir Abdullah. He's still playing. Duke Johnson, Jay Ajayi, Mike Davis, Cam Artis-Payne, John Crockett, Thomas Rawls. Incredible. Michael Burton comes out as fullback. You got Amari Cooper, Kevin White, Nelson Aguilar, Stephon Diggs. There's the Diggs class. Max Williams, Tyler Kroft, CJ Uzama, Jesse James. Got some good players. Brandon Scherf, Andres Pete, Eric Flowers, Donovan Smith, TJ Clemmings, Vikings legend. I think that's Lyle Collins down there. Yeah, this is a good draft class. Leonard Williams, Shane Ray, Dante Fowler, Eric Armstead, Randy Gregory, Bud Dupree, Danny Shelton. Who else? Eric Kendricks. That's a good player. A guy whose name is entirely bleeped out for some reason. I have no clue who that is, but he exists. Trey Waynes, Marcus Peters. Yeah, there's obviously some weaknesses. Adrian Amos, Anthony Harris. But, I mean, overall, I don't think this is too bad of a class. There's a bunch of teams that need improving, so hopefully they can find some improvement. And finally, who retires this year? Will Smith, Rob Baronis, James Harrison, David Akers, Wes Welker. That's tough. Frank Gore, Jason Babin, Dwight Freeney, Lance Briggs, Julius Peppers, Devin Hester retires, Darren Sproles. A lot more big names are gone again. Now that free agency's over, we can take a look, and this is the first time big players are moving on. Drew Brees is a Chicago Bear. Colin Kaepernick stays with the 49ers. Michael LaShore leaves Detroit and goes to Cleveland, the team that just beat him in the Super Bowl. Mike Tolbert goes to L.A. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis goes to the Jets. Vontae Leach goes to the Raiders. Marcel Reese goes to the Seahawks. Randall Cobb is a 96 overall, and he says, deuces, Green Bay, I'm going to Vegas. Wow. Jason Kelsey leaves Philly and goes to the Patriots. Oh, man. Brandon Graham also leaves Philly. He's going to Indy. Wow. Nick Fairley leaves leaves Detroit, I think. Yeah, one of the two. Goes to Houston. Justin Smith's moving on to Cincy this year. Jimmy Smith leaves Baltimore, heads to L.A. D'Angelo Hall leaves Washington, heads to Seattle. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's a big free agency year, if I do say so myself. All right, jumping into the draft. Ooh. Oh, God damn. Oh, this is so awful for me. All right. Amari Cooper goes first overall to the Broncos. Marcus Mariota goes second to the Cowboys. Jameis Winston's a Viking. I fucking hate it here. Trey Waynes goes to the Niners. Oh, man. Everything sucks. That's all I know. All right, let's go look at the draft. The Steelers take Benardrick McKinney, Tevin Coleman, Max Williams, Bryce Petty. Those are definitely players you took. The Texans go Eric Armstead, TJ Yeldon, Ty Montgomery, Jamison Crowder, Trent Brown. That's a good pick. Good pick late. The Vikings go Jameis Winston, Shaq Thompson, Chris Conley, Zadarius Smith. It's not that bad, but why Jameis, man? I hate it. Hate that pick so much. Browns get Kevin White to add to their Super Bowl team. Bucks get Devontae Parker and Jay Ajayi, as well as Bobby McCain and Sammy Coates. Tyler Lockett goes to the Cardinals. Eagles get Danny Shelton, Eric Kendricks, Devin Funchess, and Cameron Meredith. The Falcons get Leonard Williams, Todd Gurley, Grady Jarrett, and La'el Collins. So the Falcons probably win that draft. The Saints get Landon Collins, Danielle Hunter, Stephon Diggs, Jarvis Allen. The Saints really want to be the Vikings, I guess, for some reason. Man, I guess we'll see at the end of the year. All right, stats at the end of the year. I'm hoping there's something cool. RG3 is the NFL's leading passer. Matt Stafford in second. Matt Barkley, Nick Foles, Andy Dalton at the top. Marcus Mariota has a good rookie season. Alex Tanney is out here starting for the Saints. You know they're down bad. 49-9 from Rodgers. He has a good year. Jake Locker's still kicking. Mike Vick's still kicking. Brady's still kicking. Cam Newton has a decent year. What else we see? Joe Flacco took Andrew Luck's job? Wait. What is happening? Andrew Luck is an 86 overall. Is he not the starting quarterback? No. Why? Oh my God. Somebody get Andrew Luck on a football team, man. Oh my God. That's atrocious. Fire everybody. The incompetency of Washington. This is insane. What else we got? Jay Cutler down here, Ben Roethlisberger. Matt Ryan's fall off needs to be studied. Derek Carr's down here, Russell Wilson, Eli Manning, Tim Tebow, Cuzzo. Brock Osweiler's now the starter there in Arizona. Jameis Winston has a season to forget. Hopefully he gets cut soon. Jamarcus Russell is still playing in the NFL. Ridiculous. Rashard Mendenhall is the NFL's leading rusher this year, followed by Le'Veon Bell, Maurice Jones-Drew, Arian Foster, and Adrian Peterson sneaking in there as the only other 1,000-yard rusher. Michael LaShore doesn't get 1,000 yards, but he does get 20 rushing touchdowns in Cleveland. Insane. Receiving yards, Calvin just can't get that 2K mark, but another big year from Calvin. Greg Jennings has a good year. Jeremy Curley, Austin Collie, and AJ Green. Greg Jennings, Calvin, Alshon Jeffrey are your touchdowns leaders. Man, the Vikings are not a good football team in this world. It's very tough. Hey, but there's Luke Kuechly. He does stuff. Sack leader Cameron Jordan. Aaron Donald officially is around. Jarrell Casey's stepping up. Von Miller, Fletcher Cox, sorry. I don't know, some kind of Cox, I guess. Interceptions leaders Richard Sherman, Sam Shields, David Hawthorne, Aaron Williams, Derek Johnson, the all-time leading tackler in the history of the Chiefs. I looked at the wrong stat. I got shocked for a second. We're okay, though. Everything's fine here. Kick returners, Marquise Goodwin had a kick return touchdown. Punt returners, nobody. Oh, my God. There's no way it happened again. I don't know if y'all saw that. Playoff teams, Giants, Panthers, Bucks, Saints, Seahawks, Lions, Packers, and then Steelers, that's us, Dolphins, Titans, Jags, Browns, Chargers, and Bengals. Steelers make it all the way to the AFC Championship to get knocked off by the Browns, and the Browns go in and beat the Lions again. Stafford loses his 4th or 5th Super Bowl at this point to former teammate Michael LaShore, who was held to 1.6 yards per carry. Insane, dude. Insane. Nobody would have expected it, but here it is. I have to go look now. What is Stafford at? Yeah, Matthew Stafford's right there, man. He did win one, apparently. But yeah, he has been to the Super Bowl 5 times and only won one. That's insane. Andy Dalton. Wow, the guys making the list for legacy score are pretty insane. Brady ends up only with 1 Super Bowl in this time, I guess. I don't know who they let him have over, but I don't like that. I don't like any of that. There was this season, the 2015-16 season, I guess. Retirements, Troy Polamalu's gone, Seabass gone, Roddy White, Jason Peters, Andrew Whitworth. Not as big of a year for retirements. Not as many big players are gone. That's maybe good, or maybe that just means the new era's being slow to the take. All right, this year's draft class, we're getting Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Paxton Lynch, Jacoby Brissett, Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Derrick Henry, Laquan Treadwell, Mike Thomas, Hunter Henry, Ronnie Stanley. He's pretty all right at the football thing. Taylor Decker's out here. DeForest Buckner, Yannick Ngakoue, Carl Nassib, and I think that's Jahad Ward. I can't tell. Joey Bosa's out here. Kenny Clark, Leonard Floyd. There's some good players here. Brandon Chubb. I thought that was Bradley Chubb, and I was very confused. The year doesn't match up right, but I still thought it. Jalen Ramsey's in this draft class. Xavier Howard, Kevin Byard. Yeah, this is another decent class. Roberto Aguayo. What y'all remember about Roberto Aguayo? He did not work out, let me tell you. All right, time to look at the free agent recap. Vonta Leach goes nowhere, but we got... Andrew Luck is finally getting a new chance. He is leaving Washington, headed to New Orleans to go be the quarterback of the Saints. Nick Foles goes to Philly. Russell Wilson stays in Seattle. Ryan Tannehill goes to Chicago. Phillip Rivers goes to the Cardinals. Brock Osweiler goes to the Bills. Interesting. That is some big QB shakeup, I can't lie. Greg Jennings, leaving the Packers as one of the best receivers in the league, goes to the Colts. Mike Thomas goes to the Rams. Johnny Knox to the Falcons. Brickashaw Ferguson heads to the Cowboys. Josh Sitton is headed to the Colts as well. Colts really went all in this year. It feels like they get Michael Brockers. Interesting. Ooh, is that Chandler Jones? That is Chandler Jones. He's now a Bear. Chad Greenway leaves Minnesota and heads to Jacksonville. That's big. That's big sad. That's big sad. All right, let's get the draft started and let's see who goes where. The beginning of the draft is where I think the intrigue's going to be. Jared Goff, you are a Houston Texan. Joey Bosa goes to the Bills. Carson Wentz to the Jets. Jalen Ramsey to the Vikings. I love to see that, at least. Vikings are building something. Laquan Treadwell goes to the Bears. Kenny Clark to the Raiders. Ezekiel Elliott to the Colts. Colts are building, man. Colts are building. Don't let them hear me say that, though. Ronnie Stanley goes to the Saints. All right, let's get to the end and see who builds the best. All right, looking at the draft, the Steelers get Jermaine Ifedi, Yannick Ngakoue, Tyler Higbee. Not too bad for the Steelers. Texans get Jared Goff, Nick Martin, Miles Killebrew. Oof, tough go for the Texans. The Vikings get Jalen Ramsey, Kevin Byard, Graham Glasgow, Andrew Billings. That's not bad. Bears go Laquan Treadwell, Ashawn Robinson. Not bad. Bengals get Ryan Kelly, James Bradbury. Not too bad. The Bills get Matthew Judon, Andy Janovich, Devondre Campbell, and Joey Bosa. The Broncos get Sheldon Rankins. Browns get Keanu Neal, Malik Collins, Elijah Penny. Bucks get Shaq Lawson, Robert Kimdichie, Daryl Worley, Moritz Boringer, and DJ Reader. That's a real player. Eli Apple, Deion Jones, Jacoby Brissett, Ted Karras all head to the Cardinals. Chiefs get Taylor Decker, Paxton Lynch, CJ Prosise. Interesting. Ooh, the Colts get Tyler Boyd as well as Ezekiel Elliott. That's cool. Double. The Commanders take another quarterback. They've got Dak Prescott. Sure, I guess. DeForest Buckner goes to the Cowboys, along with Jonathan Bullard. Laramie Tunsil goes to the Dolphins, just like in real life. The Eagles mess up and go Corey Coleman, but they also get Derrick Henry and Joe Schobert. Austin Hooper goes to the Falcons. The Giants get Xavier Howard, Javon Hargrave, and Wendell Smallwood. Jaguars get Miles Jack, just like in real life. Jets get Carson Wentz, Jack Conklin, and CJ Ham. They had the best draft. Over. Sorry. The Raiders get Kenny Clark, Michael Thomas, Isaac Siamalu. I hope I said that right. I never know with his name. But that top three is good for the Raiders. Ravens get Will Fuller. They get... Ooh. We've finally seen a bad Ravens draft class. All right. That's that. We'll see you at the end of the season again. Can the Browns three-peat is the question. All right, looking at the stats, Matthew Stafford back to being the best quarterback in the league. Jameis Winston, second most yards, but tough touchdown to interception ratio. Matt Barkley has a sick year. Aaron Rodgers, Phillip Rivers. Andrew Luck finally getting to start. Looks like the quarterback we always knew he would be. He's wearing the number 0. I wonder if that's to just prove a point or something. I don't really know. Your touchdowns leader was Matt Barkley. He is putting together something of a career. I don't know if I can see his stats very well. Okay, we can. We get all of them. He's put together something of a career here. Matt Barkley might end up being one of the greatest ever by the time this is all said and done. Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Marcus Mariota, Andrew Luck, Derek Carr, those are those guys. Sorting by touchdowns. Tells us something. Yeah, Jameis didn't have that good of a year. Chandler Harnish was starting for the Texans this year. Not ideal. Ooh, RG3, really down year. Did he get hurt? Yes, he only played 12 games. Okay. That's less bad. Paxton Lynch got some playing time over Cuzzo. I don't know if that was due to injury or not, but it happened. Your rushing leaders, Mark Ingram, Lev Bell. Adrian Peterson's not there. He did not break 1,000 yards. No. Dang. There's Mark Ingram, Lev Bell, Richard Mendenhall, Gio Bernard, Ryan Matthews, and Arian Foster. Your touchdown. Ooh, I don't think he broke the record, but Mark Ingram gets close to the touchdowns record for sure. I think it's 26, so I think it's 26 or 28, so he just missed it. No 20 touchdown guys this year. Calvin was 52 yards shy of 2K. Odell's one of the top guys. So is Tay now. Devontae Adams is up there. Defensively, your sack... 3 guys broke the sack record. Aaron Donald becomes the first guy ever to record 30 sacks in a season. What the fuck? You know who sucked? I just realized. Well, he doesn't suck. There's a 15.5 sack season. He just hasn't been great, and that's J.J. Watt. I want to look. Yeah, he has... This was his first real good season. Did he, miss time? Was he just injured? What? I don't understand. But this was the first time he's had a real season. That's insane. But Jason Pierre-Paul goes for 28, 26.5 for Cam Jordan, 15.5 for Sue and Watt, respectively. Interception leaders, 6 was the most. Now I want to look at the Vikings just for intrigue purposes. Fall off from Jared Allen. The old man is old now. And Khalil Mack has not stepped up to take his place. Kick returners, we got no touchdowns. Punt returners, we got 2 touchdowns from Michael Floyd, kick returner. Extraordinaire. Retirements, Billy Cundiff. Tom Brady officially retires. He does not hang on as long as he didn't realize if he only makes it 17 years. Donald Penn retires. Logan Mankins, Vincent Jackson. Jason Witten retires as a Giant. Derek Johnson, the all-time leading tackler in the history of the Chiefs. Larry Fitzgerald, Justin Smith, Andre Johnson. A lot of retired. Drew Brees finally hangs it up. Tough times. It's finally time for the GOAT to get drafted. It is the Patrick Mahomes draft class, as well as Myles Garrett, Mitchell Trubisky, Groper Cleveland, Josh Dobbs, Nick Mullins, Kyle Sloter, Chad Kelly, Cooper Rush. A lot of relevant QBs in this class. Leonard Fournette, CMC, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt. A lot of running back. Aaron Jones, even. Corey Davis, Mike Williams, John Ross, Curtis Samuel, Zay Jones, Cooper Kupp, Juju. Wow. Chris Godwin, Kenny Galladay, pre-bad. OJ Howard, Evan Ingram, David Njoku. There's a lot of guys in this class. Ryan Ramczyk over there. Yeah, this is a good draft class. This is a great draft class, actually, because you've got Jonathan Allen, Myles Garrett. Oof. Dalvin Tomlinson's in this class. Hassan Reddick, Alex Anzalone, TJ Watt, Marshawn Lattimore, Marlon Humphrey, Adoree Jackson, Trey White, Malik Hooker, Budda Baker, Jamal Adams, Jabril Pepper. This is a great draft class. So this one's going to have a big impact on the league moving forward for sure. John Ross runs a 4.27. Ooh, Curtis Samuel runs a 4.29. Incredible. Two really fast guys in this class, eh? Here we are at free agency. I'm sure there's some big signings out here this time as well. Phillip Rivers goes to the Raiders. Geno Smith goes to the Giants. Those both feel realistic to a degree. Marshawn Lynch leaves Seattle and goes to San Fran. Rashard Mendenhall goes to Cincy. Kyle Juszczyk goes to the Bills. Mike Wallace goes to the Bucks. D-Hop does the real life thing. He leaves Houston and goes to Tennessee. Incredible. Tavon Austin leaves the Colts and goes to the Bucks. The Bucks now have Mike Wallace and Tavon Austin and Jordy Nelson. The Bucks have the best receiving core in the league right now. Ridiculous, bro. Jared Cook goes to the Dolphins. Joe Staley leaves the 49ers and goes to the Jaguars. Interesting. Marshall Yanda goes to the Jaguars as well. The Jaguars really trying to fix that line, as you should. Linval Joseph goes to the Dolphins. Jared Allen has left Minnesota and is headed to Buffalo. Desmond Trufant also leaves Minnesota? Oh, no. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. It's all bad for Minnesota now. It's all bad. Everything's bad. Everything sucks. Everything's bad. Because Minnesota signs nobody as per usual, I guess. Minnesota just must not have any money. I don't know how else this is possible. But that sucks. Let's head to the draft. All right, let's see how this draft goes. Antonio Brown would like the Steelers to draft a quarterback. Quite interesting. The Jaguars draft Myles Garrett. The Bears get Solomon Thomas. John Ross goes to the Falcons. The first quarterback doesn't come off the board until Patrick Mahomes goes to the Chargers. Christian McCaffrey goes to the Chiefs. There are multiple quarterbacks still on the board. The Steelers have the chance to take one, and they don't. They take Adoree Jackson. We'll see how this ends up at the end of the draft. All right, let's see who got drafted where. The Steelers go Adoree Jackson, Josh Jones, D.D. Westbrook, Jamal Williams, and Larry Ogunjobi. Texans get Tre'Davious White, Zach Cunningham. Cam Robinson goes to the Titans, as well as Nick Mullins and Marlon Mack. The Vikings get Charles Harris, Taylor Moton, DeMarcus Walker. That's about it. The Bears go Solomon Thomas, Jabril Peppers, Tease Tabor, who I thought was going to be good coming out of the draft. C.J. Beathard, Aaron Jones. Wow. Bears had a draft. Hassan Reddick, Dalvin Tomlinson, Nathan Peterman. They go to the Bengals. O.J. Howard, Mitch Trubisky, Jordan Lewis, Chris Godwin, Samaje Perine all go to the Bills. Browns get Jonathan Allen, Evan Ingram, Alex Anzalone, Davis Webb. Bucks get TJ Watt, Deion Dawkins, Deshaun Kaiser, George Kittle. What a group. Cardinals take Groper, Cleveland, Fabian Monroe, Eddie Jackson, and Brian Hill, the greatest running back in Wyoming Cowboy history. The Chargers get Mahomes, Zay Jones, Kareem Hunt. Chiefs get Christian McCaffrey, Cooper Kupp. That's good enough to be a good run there. Commanders get Malik Hooker. Cowboys get Corey Davis, Obi Melifonwu, Akello Witherspoon, Donta Foreman. Dolphins get Taco Charlton, Alvin Kamara, Trey Hendrickson. Eagles get Marlon Humphrey. 49ers get Leonard Fournette, Marcus May, and Juju Smith-Schuster. Giants end up with David Njoku and Tariq Cohen and Carl Lawson and Matt Milano and Chuck Clark. Jaguars get Myles Garrett, Curtis Samuel, Samson Ebukam, Cam Sutton. Jets get Mike Williams, and Isaac Rochelle. The Rams get Jamal Adams and Joe Mixon. The Ravens get Marshawn Lattimore, John Johnson, Jonnu Smith. The Seahawks get Ryan Ramczyk, Dalvin Cook. There you go. There's the draft class. So we'll see at the end of the year and see how that goes. You know what I didn't do? And I should, because I totally forgot last season. Did the Browns repeat? No. Cardinals beat the Dolphins. Larry Fitzgerald got a Super Bowl MVP. Matt Barkley got a regular MVP. Aaron Donald got Depoy. All right, time to check the stats for this season. What do we got? Oh, Big Ben. Nobody cares. Matthew Stafford back on top of the passing yards leaderboard. Matt Barkley having another year. RG3. Carson Wentz is a rookie. 4,500 yards, 38 touchdowns. Greatest rookie year of all time, some are saying. The people are asking. Jameis Winston leads the league in touchdown passes with 46. 4,400 yards. Not bad season for Jameis. Phillip Rivers, Andrew Luck, Aaron Rodgers, who let their team down or had a good rookie year, because I don't remember who the rookies are. Deshaun had 33 touchdowns. I just realized Carson Wentz is not a rookie, so my bad. Patty Mahomes, 4,100 yards, 26 tuds. Not bad. Tim Tebow, still the quarterback in Denver for some unknown godforsaken reason. Who is the Bills? They're trotting out Brock Osweiler instead of Mitchie True. That's tough. No Mitchie True. I don't know why I only looked at passing leaders. Give me a second. I forgot what my job is here. I forgot what we were doing. I did. Rushing leaders in the NFL. Melvin Gordon is a new name. Mark Ingram, Lev Bell, David Johnson. Rookie Christian McCaffrey. Look at that. James White is the only other 1,000-yard guy. Mark Ingram goes 20 touchdowns again. DeMarco Murray goes 18. Michael LaShore, another 18. Tyrod Taylor runs 15 in as well. David Johnson gets double digits. I think this was the end, by the way, everybody. Adrian Peterson didn't even get a yard. He's not even in the NFL anymore. No, dude. Where? Adrian Peterson? I don't even think he's on a team, man. I don't even think he's on the team. Receiving yards leader again is Calvin Johnson. He's also probably your touchdowns leader. He is. Cole Beasley with the Vikings is second in touchdowns. D-Hop with the Titans is him. Jeremy Curley still good. Brandon Cooks and Darius Hayward-Bay, have yourself a season, young fella. Tavon Austin has a good season in Tampa as well. Defensively, 17.5 sacks from Geno, 16 from Marcel Darius, 15.5 from Mike Martin, 15.5 from Aaron Donald, and 14 from Fletcher Cox and Lamar Woodley. Interception leaders, Jaleel Brown with 6. Nothing too big there. Now, let's go look first at the schedule. And by the schedule, I mean the playoff picture. Rams, Cardinals, Packers, Lions, Eagles, Saints, and Panthers are your playoff teams in the NFC. Raiders, Colts, Chargers, Browns, Chiefs, Patriots, and Titans in the AFC. It all leads to Packers, Raiders. I didn't pay attention to who won. Green Bay wins. Aaron Rodgers outduels Phillip Rivers, getting his second career Super Bowl victory, throwing to Colby Listenby and TJ Jones, while Randall Cobb is on the other team. That's got to feel really weird for Aaron. Super Bowl winner is the Packers, unfortunately. Season recap, we're looking at Jameis Winston winning MVP, Dave Canales Coach of the Year. Calvin Johnson and Aaron Donald are your Players of the Year, and your Rookies of the Year are Dede Westbrook and Reuben Foster. Incredulous. Now we get maybe the greatest rookie quarterback, or the greatest quarterback class of all time. Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I think a couple others even, actually. Mason Rudolph, Mike White, Danny Etling, JT Barrett, Kurt Benkert, everybody's least favorite human. That's not true. Darrell Williams, Bo Scarborough, Philip Lindsay, Boston Scott. A lot of running backs in this class. Darius Geis, we'll see if he can do something. Rashad Penny, Kerryon Johnson, Sony Michel, Ronald Jones, Nick Chubb, Saquon, DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, Cortland Sutton, DJ Chark down there. This is a good class. I will go over the rest of it when the draft happens. Baker Mayfield, number 1 overall pick, question mark. All right, free agent recap. We've got the Steelers signing people for the first time. But overall, Matt Ryan heads to the Chargers, so he's stealing Patrick Mahomes' job. All right, man. Joe Flacco stays in Washington. Colin Kaepernick heads to the Falcons. Greg Jennings heads to the Jets. Allen Robinson heads to the Jaguars. That's fitting. Michael Crabtree also heads to the Jaguars. Sidney Rice also heads to the Jaguars. Cordy P heads to the Rams. Joe Thomas leaves Cleveland and heads to the Jaguars. Joe Staley leaves the Jaguars and heads to the Falcons. Anthony Costanzo heads to the Texans. Calais Campbell heads to the Giants. Sean Lee leaves the Cowboys and heads to the Dolphins. Interesting free agent class. All right. Guess we'll see y'all at the draft. Wow. Roquan Smith goes first overall to the Seahawks. Saquon goes second overall again, this time to the Commanders. Baker Mayfield goes third to the Jaguars. Bradley Chubb goes fifth to the Jets. Jair Alexander goes to the Dolphins. Sam Darnold is the Ravens' future. DJ Moore goes to Cincy. This is going to be a fun thing to talk about. We'll see at the end of the draft. I totally forgot to look at retirements, so Chris Johnson retires. Adrian Peterson doth retire. Terrell Suggs retires. John Kuhn, Evan Mathis, Nick Mangold, Jari Evans, DeBrickashaw Ferguson, Marshawn Lynch, Jared Allen, Tony Romo, D'Angelo Hall, Antoine Bethea, Marcus Colston, Carlos Dansby, Brandon Marshall, Brandon Browner. A lot of retirements this year. A couple Hall of Famers retired for sure. Now we can look at the draft recap. My apologies. The Steelers take Rashaan Evans, Nick Chubb, Alex Kappa, Danny Etling. The Texans get Vita Vea, Dante Pettis. The Titans get Cortland Sutton, Justin Reed, Deshaun Hand, Josh Sweat, and Jordan Mailata. The Vikings get Isaiah Wynn, Kerryon Johnson, Josh Jackson, Tyrell Crosby. Not the best. The Bears get Denzel Ward, Mike Gesicki, Josie Jewell. The Bengals get DJ Moore, Brian O'Neill, Ronnie Harrison, Ogbo Okoronkwo, Chris Herndon, Tyler Conklin. Good draft by the Bengals. Bills get Quentin Nelson. Broncos get Josh Rosen, Ronald Jones, Joseph Noteboom. The Bucks get Daron Payne, Sony Michel. Chargers get Colton Miller, Carlton Davis, BJ Hill. Colts get Minka. Oh, goodness. God. The Commanders get Saquon Barkley and Braden Smith and Mark Andrews. I feel like the Commanders are building the team. They just still suck somehow. Cowboys get Taven Bryan, Fred Warner, Wyatt Teller, Zach Sealer. Dolphins got Jair. They end up with Harold Landry. Eagles get Leighton Vander Esch and Will Disley. The Falcons get Josh Allen. There's the big one. And Jesse Bates. He's there early. The Niners get Marcus Davenport, Dante Jackson. Giants get Calvin Ridley and Uchenna Nwosu and Bradley Bozeman later. Jaguars, as we knew, get Baker Mayfield. They get James Daniels, Dallas Goedert, Jordan Akins. Jets get Bradley Chubb, Darius Leonard, DJ Chark, Mike White. Lions get Mike McGlinchey, Rashad Penny, Arden Key. Packers get Darius Geis and Kaiser White. Panthers get Derwin James. Raiders get Hayden Hurst and J.C. Jack. The Rams get Lamar Jackson. And yeah, the Ravens get Sam Darnold and Harrison Phillips. Saints get Frank Ragnow, Orlando Brown Jr., Equanimous St. Brown. All right, another season down. Let's see what's going on. Blaine Gabbert took over as the quarterback of the Steelers, so that means Big Ben retired. Thankfully, maybe. Stafford threw for 5,300 yards and 43 touchdowns this year. Nick Foles, quarterback in the Eagles. Jared Goff is in there. Jameis Winston probably won another MVP. And RG3's back at the top here. Ryan Tannehill had a good year. Rookie Josh Allen, 4,400 yards, 25 tuds. Wow, 46 touchdowns, only 3 picks for Aaron Rodgers. Matt Barkley has a drop-down year at 44 and 36. Matt Ryan took Patrick Mahomes' job and played well. Baker, 4,200 yards, 36 touchdowns as a rookie. Any other rookies getting starting nods? That's what we want to see. Lamar didn't play much, and Sam Darnold got to throw a whole 3 passes. Your touchdown leader was Jameis Winston. Your interception leader was Josh Allen, followed closely by Ryan Lindley, who is starting games. Your 1,000-yard rushers, David Johnson, Mark Ingram, Melvin Gordon, Dalvin Cook, Arian Foster, and James White. Touchdown leader was David Johnson with 21. Arian Foster has 16. Todd Gurley has 16. Todd Gurley mentioned. Receiving leaders, Calvin finally does it. Calvin Johnson is a 2,000-yard receiver and 26 touchdowns. I don't think that's the new record, but we'll go look in a minute. TJ Graham, no clue who that is, 1,500 yards, 18 touchdowns. Tavon Austin's back up here. Brandon Cooks. Doug Baldwin has a good year. Sterling Shepard goes for 1,400 yards and 22 tuds. Keenan Allen goes for nearly 1,400 yards and 21 tuds. D-Hop had a good year. Percy Harvin did stuff again. Interesting. 19 touchdowns from Chris Conley down here. OBJ gets a 12 touchdown year. Julio had a good year. Not great, but good. Tyreek Hill is on the Browns. He had a decent year. Cooper Kupp, he exists. Defensively, your sack leader, 27 sacks from Aaron Donald. His 2 best seasons account for 57 total sacks. That's ridiculous, dude. He's the greatest to ever do it. Cam Jordan goes over 20 again, but it doesn't matter because he's overshadowed by Aaron Donald. Again, Ziggy Ansah goes for 15.5. Bradley Chubb, 15.5. Darius, 15.5. 14.5 from Von Miller, 14 from Fletcher Cox, and 14 from Jadeveon. J.J. Watt only gets 12.5. Big awful at football, I guess, J.J. Marcus Gilchrist with 7 picks leads the league. There's that. There are your stats. Let's go see how the playoffs shook out. Looks like Aaron Rodgers goes back-to-back. The Vikings make the playoffs as the 7 seed and go on a bit of a run, losing to the Packers. The Colts go on a nice little tear as well. So, Aaron Rodgers versus Matt Barkley in the Super Bowl. Rodgers gets his 3rd Super Bowl win. Wow. Mohamed Sanu, best receiver in a Super Bowl. Who'd have thought? Wow. Wowie zowie. So now we got another chance for a three-peat, and this time it is the Pack. Your retirements, Lamar Woodley, Davin Joseph, Ben Grubbs, Ryan Khalil, Jonathan Stewart, Greg Jennings, Darrell Revis, Patrick Willis, Joe Staley, Brent Selleck, Ryan Matthews, Eric Weddle, Jamal Charles. Tough. All right, it looks like it is Kyler Murray time finally. Kyler Murray, Nick Bosa, Quinnen Williams, Clelin Ferrell, Daniel Jones, Brian Burns. There's some guys in this class. TJ Hawkinstein's in there. So there's some stuff to happen here. We'll see how it goes. All right, free agency recap time. A lot of guys have moved around. Let's see. Quarterbacks, Tim Tebow leaves Denver, heads to New York. Gerard Johnson goes to the Rams. Joe Flacco is headed to Denver to take Tebow's spot. Blaine Gabbert leaves Pittsburgh, heads to New England. Jimmy Clausen's still hanging around. He's going back to the Panthers. Kenny Britt heads to the Jaguars. Not a lot happening there. Josh Sitton heads to the Texans. Daniil Hunter goes to the Lions. Calais Campbell to the Ravens. Mike Daniels heads to the Ravens as well. Haloti Ngata goes to the Patriots. Eli Apple, the best corner on the market, goes to the Jags. DJ Swearinger heads somewhere. George Iocca to the Texans. Not the best free agency class, but let's see how this draft goes. The Steelers are going to have an early pick here. I don't know where it's going to be, but it's the 4th overall pick as the Patriots get Kyler Murray. Nick Bosa goes to the Commanders. Quinnen Williams goes to the Raiders. The Commanders, I do know why they're this bad. They drafted Andrew Luck, but then chose to let Joe Flacco have his job, and now they don't have a QB. So the Steelers are going to go Clelin Ferrell. Tough go. All right, we'll see y'all at the end of the draft, and we'll talk about it. All right, draft is over. Let's see who goes where. We're going to look starting everywhere. We're just going to look at the first round to start. Kyler Murray, Nick Bosa, Quinnen Clelin. Brian Burns goes 5th to the Bills. Rashawn Gary Devin White. Ed Oliver goes to the Panthers. Montez Sweat goes to the Bears early. The Titans get a new quarterback in Daniel Jones. Devin Bush to the Broncos. Christian Wilkins to the Cards. Deebo Samuel to the Falcons. Byron Murphy to the Saints. Dexter Lawrence to the Chiefs. Josh Hines Allen to the Cowboys. Jawan Taylor to the Ravens. Hollywood Brown to the Jaguars. Jeffrey Simmons to the Dolphins. Sean Murphy Bunting to the Bengals. Jonah Williams to the Jets. TJ Hawkinson to the Seahawks. Josh Jacobs to the Chargers. Darnell Savage to the Giants. Greedy Williams to the Vikings. Garrett Bradbury to the Colts. All right, let's go team by team now, actually. Who got the best players late? Eric McCoy goes to the Bengals. Elgton Jenkins, Jonathan Abraham, Greg Gaines all go to the Bills. A.J. Brown, Quincy Williams both end up on the Broncos. Miles Sanders, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and Connor McGovern go to the Cardinals. Caleb McGarry, Nate Davis, and Amani Arurier all go to the Chiefs. Deontay Johnson, Tony Pollard end up as Colts. Dalton Reisner, Taylor Rapp, and Jarrett Stidham end up as Commanders. Zach Allen joins Josh Hines Allen, as well as now Bryce Love and Gardner Minshew on the Cowboys. Andrew Van Ginkel ends up in Miami again. Alex Madison, Jamel Dean both end up in Jacksonville. Terry McLaurin, Julian Love both end up on the Jets. Max Crosby ends up in Carolina. The Raiders end up also getting Dwayne Haskins, Damian Harris, Blake Cashman, Drew Samia. Not a bad draft for the Raiders. Rashawn Gary, N'Keal Harry, Bobby Okereke all end up in L.A. Hunter Renfrow ends up as a Raven. Steelers end up with Clelin Ferrell, Drew Lock, Irv Smith, Ben Powers. Not a bad class. Titans get Daniel Jones, Noah Fant. And the Vikings go Greedy Williams, DK Metcalf. Not bad. Not bad. All right, season's over. Johnny Manziel was the quarterback of the Steelers. Love to see it. He finally got a shot. Whoa, Dwayne Haskins comes out as a rookie. Throws for 5,000 yards at 42 touchdowns. Dwayne Haskins might be the GOAT. Stafford goes for 5K again. And Jake Locker throws for 5K. RG3 and Marcus Mariota fall just behind. Touchdown leaders, Stafford, RG3, Matt Barkley again, Ryan Tannehill, and Dwayne Haskins. Carson Wentz had a good year. Mariota and Mayfield. Andrew Luck's playing good. Aaron Rodgers still exists out there. Josh Allen has a nice year. There's a Johnny Manziel. There's Kyler Murray, who the Patriots are regretting not taking Haskins, apparently. Jameis Winston falls back to earth aggressively. Dak Prescott, quarterbacking in Washington, does stuff. Tim Tebow has a season of all time. Lamar not starting off hot. Neither is my homeboy right now. Cuzzo still quarterbacking the Chiefs. Matt Ryan, that's part of Mahomes' problem, is that Matt Ryan exists. Josh Rosen did a couple things, but not much. Rushing leaders, Lev Bell, Melvin Gordon, Mark Ingram, Michael LaShore, Todd Gurley, CMC, Gio Bernard, and Tevin Coleman are your only 1,000-yard guys. Jerick McKinnon with 19 touchdowns leads the league. David Johnson gets 14. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Receiving leaders, 1,800 yards from D-Hop, 1,700 from Brandon Cooks. Jarvis Landry, big year. Corey Davis, big year. Jeremy Curley still up there. Ooh, oh no. How much of a fall off did Calvin have? Did he retire? He had to have retired. There's no way. There's no other way. He had to have retired and just isn't showing up here. That's the only option. Touchdowns leaders, 22 from Cooks, 21 from Curley, 19 again from Tavon. D-Hop was 17. Odell was 17. Jarvis, Keenan. Not a bad year for any of those guys. Defensive. Ooh, Jason Kelsey gives up no sacks, but only plays in 6 games. Never mind. Sack leader, 22.5 from Bradley Chubb. That no longer means much. 22.5 for Chubb. Bosa gets 17 as a rookie. Insane. Aaron Donald, another 16.5. That's a down year for him. ridiculous, dude. That guy's ridiculous. Interceptions leader, Joe Hayden, Richard Sherman, both with 7. Playoff picture, Josh Allen leads the Falcons to a Super Bowl. In this world, he might end up the GOAT and not Mahomes. We'll see. RG3 finally loses a Super Bowl. Todd Gurley has a decent game. LaShore never plays that well, but he always gets a tud. Josh Allen and John Ross got to be fun to watch. Brandon Cooks still doing stuff. Jake Butt playing tight end. Julio, I forgot, was here, so Julio gets a ring in this world. Tyreek Hill does not. Interesting. Haskins led the Raiders to the playoffs and just fell short. Not bad though. Not bad for the world. Not bad for the world. Season recap wise, Garyon Conley wins Super Bowl MVP for the Falcons. RG3 gets regular MVP. Calvin Johnson still gets Offensive Player of the Year, which means he had a big year. We just don't know how big. Dwayne Haskins and Nick Bosa are your Rookies of the Year. I want to see, maybe it'll show, if it was that good, we'll see it as an all-time record. I think, no, he didn't go over 2,000 again, so nope, not that time. Well, he tried, though, but I think that's a good way to retire, because when we go view these, at least I think Calvin retired. Malcolm Jenkins does. Haloti Nada does. Yep, Calvin retires. He's going to retire as one of the best to ever do it, that's for sure. Maybe the best, because he played longer in this sim than in real life. So maybe he retires as the true GOAT. Making it to the 2020 season. This is the Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love. This is a big draft class. This is an impactful draft class. We'll see how it ends up. This is a big one. This is going to matter for the future. All right, free agency just wrapped up, and we've got some signings for sure. Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay, heads to Tennessee. Jake Locker stays in Tennessee to be a backup, I guess. Geno heads to Denver. Tim Tebow stays in New York. Sam Bradford's taken Aaron Rodgers' spot, apparently. Interesting time there. Not a ton of great free agents outside of that so far. Jake Long heads to Jacksonville, and Joe Thomas leaves Jacksonville, heads to Miami. So they just trade 35-year-old left tackles. Interesting time. Eben Britton goes to the Falcons to go try to win a Super Bowl, probably. Alex Mack heads to Minnesota. Let's see. Any other big news bears? Justin Simmons, who has not reached his potential and likely won't, heads to the Eagles. They finally do it, I think. The Commanders finally get their QB. Joe Burrow is taking over. Jeff Okudah goes to the Bucks. Andrew Thomas to the Niners. Chase Young to the Broncos. Jerry Jeudy to the Seahawks. Henry Ruggs to the Dolphins. Derek Brown to the Vikings. Only one QB off the board. Jalen Reagor goes to the Packers, so Packers are screwed. Yeah, we'll see how this draft class ends up, though. Draft recap, here we are, and we're going to go team by team again. Steelers get Mekhi Becton, Denzel Mims, Quintez Cephas, I guess. Texans get A.J. Terrell, Kyle Duggar. That's most of what matters there. Titans get Jedrick Wills, DeAndre Swift, Matt Pert. Vikings get Derek Brown, Robert Hunt, Julian Aquara. That's about it. Bears get Kenneth Murray, Antonio Gibson, McTelvin Agim. That's not a good class. Bengals get Tristan Wirfs, Willie Gay, Malik Harrison, Lecky Fotu. Not bad. Bills get Jordan Brooks, Jonathan Taylor, Devin Duvernay, Solomon Kindley. That's a good class. That's acceptable. Broncos get Chase Young, Cole Kmet, Ben Barch, Netane Moody. Browns get Cesar Ruiz, Devon Hamilton. Bucks get Jeff Okudah, T. Higgins, Jeremy Chin, DJ Wanham. That's a pretty good class, actually. I can't lie. Chargers get Justin Jefferson, Antoine Winfield Jr. Just those two is huge. Justin Jefferson and Patty Mahomes is going to go crazy. CeeDee Lamb goes to the Chiefs, as well as Jonathan Grenard, Jalen Johnson. That's a good draft class, I can't lie. Joe Burrow, Laviska Shenault, Jonah Jackson, not the worst in Washington. Brandon Ayuk goes to the Cowboys. Henry Ruggs, Xavier McKinney, KJ Osborne go to the Dolphins. AJ Epinessa's name is blurred out, but him, Damon Arnett, Ashton Davis all go to the Eagles. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Ezra Cleveland, Cam Dantzler go to the Super Bowl champion Falcons. Andrew Thomas, Tua Tagovailoa, Chase Claypool, Van Jefferson go to the Niners. CJ Henderson, Jordan Love go to the Giants. Ross Blacklock, Logan Wilson, Alex Highsmith head to Jacksonville. Jeff Gladney, Cam Akers head to the Jets, as well as Cam Curl. Don't forget Cam Curl. Jalen Hurts heads to the Packers, probably to take Aaron Rodgers' job, who's not there anymore. He left, so he needs a job. Or they need a QB, my God. L'Jarius Sneed goes to the Panthers. Raiders get Michael Pittman to go with their young quarterback. Austin Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, Julian Blackmon, Geno Stone, Mike Onwenu all head to the Rams. Isaiah Simmons, Trayvon Diggs, Terrell Lewis, John Simpson all head to the Ravens. Javon Kinlaw and Zach Bond head to the Saints. Jerry Jeudy, Justin Herbert, Justin Madubuike, and Josh Metellus head to the Seahawks. The Seahawks are set for the future, man. All right, another season down. Time to look at who the best players in the league are. Matt Ryan ended up as a Steeler somehow. I don't know how this happened, but here he was. Interesting. NFL leader in passing yards was Geno Smith on the Broncos. Then Dwayne Haskins. Joe Burrow as a rookie put up 4,700 yards and 40 touchdowns. RG3, Jameis Winston, Josh Freeman, who's still kicking around. Marcus Mariota, Matt Barkley had a good year. Wow. Let's see. Carson Wentz playing all right. A lot of touchdowns. Baker's playing fine. Mahomes has a real bounce back year, which was needed. Lamar bounce back year as well. Yeah, not too bad. Let's see. Touchdown leader. 52 touchdowns from Ryan Tannehill. Greatest quarterback in Bears history. Don't at me. Jameis Winston and Matt Barkley had good years, as well as Wentz. And then Burrow was top 5 in everything, man, as a rookie. Le'Veon had a great year. CMC, Melvin Gordon, Nick Chubb, and Dalvin Cook, your only 1,000-yard rushers. Todd Gurley was close. Melvin Gordon, David Johnson, Michael LaShore, Marlon Mack, your touchdown guys. Receiving yards leader, 1,900 yards from Tavon Austin, as well as 18 touchdowns. OBJ goes 1,800 yards, 19 touchdowns. Then Brandon Cooks, Amari Cooper, Mike Evans are your top 5. Receiving touchdowns leader, Amari Cooper. Brandon Cooks also goes over 20, and then Odell and Keenan both have 19. Incredible. Defensively, your sack leader was Aaron Donald with 22 again. Deion Jones had 18 for the Cardinals. Bradley Chubb at 17. Nick Bosa had 16 for the Commanders, and then 15.5 for Jarrell Casey. Interception leaders, you had 8 from Sherm and Marcus Peters, and then 7 from Pat Pete. Trey Waynes had 5. Jalen Ramsey had 5. KJ Hamler, punt return touchdown. That's all we know. In the playoffs, the Vikings made another run as a 7 seed, got to the NFC Championship game, and lost to a division rival. If I had a nickel for every time that happened in this video, I'd have 2 nickels. But it's weird that it happened twice. Then you had the Jets going on a run as a 4 seed. The Texans going on a run as a 7 seed as well. But the Jets and Carson Wentz get to the Super Bowl and beat Ryan Tannehill and the Chicago Bears. Tannehill probably threw that game away, judging by that 1 interception. Laquan Treadwell was a Super Bowl receiver. That's all I need to know. Ryan Shazier got the pick, by the way, as the Jets win a Super Bowl in the year of 2020. Wild. The retirements this year, Aaron Rodgers is up there. Josh Sitton, Jerome Felton, Ray Rice, Jared Veldheer, Jimmy Smith, and Ndamukong Suh, Jake Long, Jeff Ota, Joe Thomas, Jeremy Maclin, Ryan Clady, Phil Lodeholt. Phil Lodeholt retired as a Bear, shockingly. That's tough, man. This is the Trevor Lawrence draft class, so we're gonna have some interesting pieces fall into place this year. All right, Blaine Gabbert heads to the Titans. Dalvin Cook goes to the Texans. I don't know where from. Gio Bernard heads to the Commanders. Ooh, CJ Ham's moving to the Patriots. No big receivers other than Curtis Samuel, I guess. He's headed to the Jets. Jason Kelsey leaves the Patriots and is headed to the Bears. They were just in a Super Bowl. He hopes to finally win one. Ziggy Ansah heads to the Broncos. Adrian Claiborne heads to the Ravens. Ryan Kerrigan heads to the Falcons. Guy like Brian Cushing, he's headed to Miami. Joe Hayden heads to the Chiefs. Headed to the NFL draft, who we getting to go first overall? I would guess Trevor Lawrence. I would be wrong. Kyle Pitts is a Bengal. Wow, no. One quarterback goes in the top 10. And the Packers choose to hate Jalen Hurts. Interesting. There's going to be a lot to talk about when this draft is over, let me tell you what. Draft recap, here we come, and who do we got? Who do we got? The Steelers get Elijah Moore, Trey Lance, De'Ami Brown, Shi Smith. Texans get Levi. Levi. Dwayne Eskridge. Wow, that's a bad draft class for the Texans. Christian Barmore, Rondale Moore, Nico Collins, Trey Smith to the Titans. That's a wonderful draft class. The Vikings get Odefa Owa, Brady Christensen, Spencer Brown. Not a bad class. Not the best, but not bad. Bears get Javon Holland, Alim McNeil. That's better than their last one. Kyle Pitts, Jalen Phillips, Tutu Atwell, Kenny Nwangwu all go to the Bengals. That's a good class. The Bills get Zach Wilson, Theo Odenigbo, Wyatt Davis. Not a bad class, but not great. Broncos get Tevin Jenkins, Justin Fields, Quinn Miners, Khalil Herbert, Diamador Lenore. They might have had the best class. We'll see. Browns get Najee, Sam Cosme, Talanoa Hufanga. Bucks get Kadarius Toney, Nick Bolton, Kellen Mond. Cardinals get Rashad Bateman and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Chargers get Caleb Farley, Liam Eichenberg, Ernest Jones. Chiefs get Jamin Davis, Trevon Merrick, Mac Jones in the third round. Colts get Eric Stokes and DeMar Hamlin. Cowboys get Christian Darrisaw. Dolphins get Rashawn Slater, Kendrick Green, Peyton Turner. Eagles end up with Jamar Chase, Asante Samuel, Terrace Marshall, Chuba Hubbard, Josh Palmer, and James Wiggins. Falcons get Greg Newsome, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Paulson Adebo, Brevin Jordan. That's a good draft class for the Falcons. The Niners get Pat Surtain and Joseph Asai, as well as Patrick Jones. Giants get Devonta Smith, Walker Little. Jaguars get Kwity Paye. Jets get Milton Williams and Jabril Cox. Lions get J.C. Horn and Divine Diablo. Packers get Trevor Lawrence, Javonte Williams, Tommy Tremble. Panthers get Landon Dickerson, Pat Freiermuth, and Sam Ehlinger. Patriots get Jalen Waddle to go pair with Kyler. They also get Andre Sisco, Michael Carter, and the double agent Amir Smith-Marset. Rams get Creed Humphrey. Ravens get Micah Parsons and Travis Etienne. Saints get Elijah Vera Tucker, Gregory Rousseau, Baron Browning, Chaz Surratt. Seahawks get Penei Sewell and Osa Odigizua. Oh, and Cam Bynum. They get a movie. Another season of stats to look at. Matt Ryan's still hanging around. Not well, but he is hanging. Dwayne Haskins leads the league in passing yards again. Matt Barkley's still here. Ryan Tannehill, RG3, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, Jameis Winston, Carson Wentz. Blake Bortles is even playing okay. Daniel Jones goes for 4,300 yards and 35 tuds. Stafford's still playing all right. I want to know who sucks now, because even Cam's still sick. Like, just who in this universe just didn't pan out? Even T-Law had a good rookie year. Like, Kirk Cousins is like the guy who didn't live up to real life mediocre potential. And I guess Lamar is the one struggling the most with like where we all thought he would be. Sam Darnold is just out basically. And same with Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know what happened. Touchdown leader though, Carson Wentz, Barkley, Goff, Winston, Newton. It's weird that those are your top QBs. I mean, let's be honest. Matt Barkley has been probably the best quarterback this entire video. Running game. Zeke leads the league, then Dalvin, David Johnson, Saquon, Nick Chubb, and Cam Akers. Those are your only 1,000-yard guys. David Johnson, Saquon, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Todd Gurley, Rashad Penny, Ronald Jones, Marlon Mack are your touchdown leaders. Receiving yards goes to Tyler Lockett. Juju has a good year. Tyler Lockett also ends with 22 touchdowns. D-Hop's still up there. D-Hop's probably been the best receiver of his generation. Michael Floyd, though, in year 10 has a 20 touchdown season for no reason. Nobody knows why, nobody knows how, but here he is. The Vikings, I forgot they had DK. Incredible. I forgot to look at defense. Let's go look at defense. I'm sorry. Fire me. I'm sorry. Who was the sacks leader? 25.5 from Bradley Chubb. Still not even top 3 of all time. 23 from Myles Garrett. 20.5 from Danielle Hunter. 19.5 from Aaron Donald. 19 from Cam Jordan. 19 from Chase Young. What a year. Interception leader, 9 from Kyle Fuller, 6 from Murphy Bunting, and Denzel Ward. Luke Kuechly still hanging around, having a really damn good career. Oh no, I have to live with what Bears fans are about to yap about as Dwayne Haskins leads the Raiders to the Super Bowl in his second year, and the Vikings lose the NFC Championship game again, and Ryan Tannehill leads the Bears to a Super Bowl victory. Aaron Jones runs his way through there. Keenan Allen has a day. Laquan Treadwell wins a Super Bowl. Same with Aaron Jones. Kyle Long's on this team. Hey, at least Jason Kelce got his ring, I guess. But, man, boo the Bears. The Vikings were right there, man. And they even... Jameis even outplayed... Oh, my God. This sucks. This sucks. I hate it here. I do. It's true. It's true. It sucks here. Who wins what this year awards-wise? Season recap. RG3 is your MVP again. Tyler Lockett, Opoy. Myles Garrett, Depoy. Najee Harris and Eric Stokes are your rookies of the year. Insane. Your retirements. Who dipped? Marcel Reese, Mark Ingram, Rolando McClain, TJ Lang, Gabe Karimi, Nate Sold, Alex Mack, Steven Gostkowski, Andy Lee, Michael LaShore, Trent Williams retires. Damn, no Trent Williams. That's tough. 2022 draft classes here. That is the Kenny Pickett class. So ain't no team solving their quarterback issues this time around. At least I don't think. Maybe Matt Corral ends up as the GOAT. Who knows? Another year of free agency, and Ryan Tannehill is a Denver Bronco. Josh Freeman's a Giant. Sam Darnold re-signs with the Ravens. Kirk Cousins, you are a Chicago Bear. Teddy Bridgewater's a Giant. Incredible times. James Conner, you are a Lion. Mike Williams, you are a Bengal. DJ Moore, you are a Bronco. Ryan Ramczyk, you are a Bronco. Mike McGlinchey, you are a Patriot. Taylor Lewan, you are a Bear. Connor Williams goes to the Texans. The Bears get Peter Cons. Kyle Long stays with the Bears. Joe Thuney heads to the Falcons. Yeah. Fletcher Cox heads to the Chiefs. Javon Hargrave heads to the Giants. Deron Payne heads to the Ravens. Yeah, football players are doing stuff. Darius Slay heads to the Bucks. Richard Sherman to the Eagles. Yeah, that's free agency for this year. Now it's draft time. This should be fun. We're just gonna sim to the end, and we're gonna see that way. I don't think it's doing us any good to load in since we're just simming the whole thing anyways. All right, draft recap time. Who went where? The Steelers get Devontae Wyatt, Cam Taylor-Britt, Kobe Bryant. You know what? Not bad. Texans get Roger McCreary, John Mechie, Bailey Zappi. Titans get Kyrie Elam, George Pickens. That's about it. Theo Jackson. The Vikings get Tyler Linderbaum, Martin Emerson, Tyquan Thornton. Not bad. The Bears get Wan'Dale Robinson and Damari Mathis and Tyler Algier, I guess. Drake London goes to the Bengals, as well as Kenny Pickett. Interesting. Wow, Drake London, Kenny Pickett, and Kyle Pitts. The Bengals are just the Falcons, man. The Bills get Jordan Davis, Cole Strange, Greg Dulcich, Kirby Joseph, Caleb Evans. The Broncos get Sauce Gardner, Boye Mafa, Brian Asamoah, and Tariq Woolen. Browns get Christian Watson, Luke Fortner, and Jalen Naylor. Bucks get Ike Ekwonu, Fedarian Mathis, Jack Jones. Cardinals get Zion Johnson. Hassan Haskins, I guess, is another one. Chargers get Devin Lloyd, Jaquan Brisker, Myjai Sanders. Chiefs get Trayvon Walker, Kenyon Green, Brian Cook, Jalen Armour-Davis. Colts get Traylon Burks and Luke Godeke. Commanders get George Karlaftis, Nick Bonito, Cade Otton. Cowboys get Trent McDuffie and Breece Hall. Dolphins get Kyle Hamilton and Malik Willis and Ty Chandler. And Chigakonkwo, he could be good. Eagles get Charles Cross, Josh Pascal. 49ers get Chris Olave and Kenneth Walker. Giants end up with Evan Neal again, as well as David Ajabo and Nakobe Dean. Jaguars get Trevor Penning, Alontae Taylor, Damian Pierce, Khalil Shakir, Bo Melton. Jets get Dax Hill and Chad Muma, and Isaiah Likely. Lions get Garrett Wilson, Jalen Petrie, Bernard Raymond. Packers get Kayvon Thibodeau and Leo Chenal. Panthers get Aiden Hutchinson, Tyler Smith, Travis Jones. Patriots get Quay Walker, Ed Ingram, Brian Robinson Jr., and Kyron Williams. That's the better running back. The Raiders get Spider Gordon, or Kyler Gordon, depending on who you want to ask. Daniel Falele. Rams get Derek Stingley, Lewis Seen, Trey McBride, Alec Pierce. Ravens get Jamison Williams, Cam Jurgens, Abe Lucas, and Matt Corral. Oh, and Romeo Doubs. Saints get Jahan Dotson, James Cook, Desmond Ritter, Damone Clark. Seahawks get Jermaine Johnson, Andrew Booth, Dylan Parham, Zach Tom, Malcolm Rodriguez. And there you go. That's that draft class. Let's see how 2022 shakes out. I think that's right. All right. New season, new stats, new life. Andy Dalton, quarterback in the Steelers. Insane work. All right. Josh Allen goes for 5,000 passing yards and 36 touchdowns. Joe Burrow finishes second, Jameson third, Kyler Murray and Marcus Mariota, with Baker Mayfield close behind. And just after talking shit, Cuzzo kind of steps up, other than he throws 21 picks as part of the Chicago Bears. Cuzzo also stole Jay Cutler's number. I love that for him. I really do. Let's see who else did good. I mean, RG3 is still around. Blake Bortles, Carson Wentz, Dwayne Haskins still playing well. Derek Carr, Patty Mahomes finally having a good season. Or a better season, I should say. Sam Darnold has a season, not one you'd really want to remember. Lamar looks better. Andrew Luck still looks good. Stafford's down here. Let's see. Touchdown leaders. Jameis, Carson, Burrow, Barkley, Murray. Interception leaders. Nick Foles throws 22. Herbert throws 22. Cuzzo throws 21. 18 from T-Law. And then 18 from Davis Webb, who's starting football games for some reason in our glorious league. Rushing leaders. Najee Harris goes for 13. Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, Joe Mixon, Melvin Gordon, Josh Jacobs, Saquon, Miles Sanders, Cam Akers, Dalvin Cook. This is the best rushing season we've seen in the NFL for a long time. Josh Jacobs and Breece Hall both finished with 21 touchdowns, 14 from Gurley, 14 from Sanders, 12 from Najee, Saquon, and David Johnson, who's still having a respectable career. Brandon Cooks goes for 1,900 yards and 20 touchdowns. Cortland Sutton goes for 1,500 yards and 21. Kenny Golladay has a big year. Corey Coleman is a top 5 receiver. Brashad Perriman just misses out. What an insane list. Receiving touchdown leaders. Michael Floyd goes for 21 again, so back-to-back 20 touchdown years for Floyd. Look at these career stats, by the way, for Michael Floyd. This is very important to me that people see it. He's had an incredible career, surprisingly. He has had 6 total seasons of over 10 touchdowns. But he sucked for a long time, and then, boom, suddenly 2 back-to-back 20 touchdown seasons. How? I have no goddamn clue. Looking at touchdowns again still. Who else is still up there? Wow. Ryan Switzer had 19 touchdowns this season. Stephon Diggs had 19. Allen Robinson had 15. Cody Latimer had 15. Some of the names that are doing things around here are a little insane, I cannot lie. I didn't look at defensive stats. God dang it. Your sack leader, Nick Bosa with 19.5, tied with Bradley Chubb with 19.5. 19 from Clowney, 17.5 from Chase Young, 16.5 from Fred Warner. Interception leader, Sean Murphy Bunting, and Justin Gilbert. Your playoff picture here, Jaguars Falcons was your Super Bowl here. Baker Mayfield versus Josh Allen, and Baker Mayfield comes out on top. Alexander Madison is a Super Bowl winning running back. Allen Robinson was the best receiver on a Super Bowl winning team. I don't know how we feel about that. Ooh, Baker and Hollywood back together. That's kind of cool. Defensively, the Jaguars that saved the game were Eli Apple and John Johnson. Eli Apple, Super Bowl winning corner. Mahomes has no Super Bowls, but Allen and Mayfield both have one. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Your retirements. Who retired? Earl Thomas, Stanley Havili, KJ Wright, Rodney Hudson, Doug Baldwin, Lane Johnson. Wow, Lane Johnson, that feels early. Gerald McCoy, Brian Bulaga, Olivier Vernon, Mason Crosby, Sam Bradford retires, Geno Atkins, Kyle Long, Prince Amukamura, Ryan Kerrigan, Joe Hayden, Khalil Mack, only after 9 years. All right, we've got the Bryce Young draft class on its way. Interesting. Who gets Bryce Young? Bryce Young sweepstakes. And it really is, because Bryce Young's the GOAT nowadays. All right, free agency recap is here. Who's going where? Ooh, that's a big move. Nick Foles is headed to the Bengals. Dak is headed to the Giants. Brock Osweiler to the Chiefs. Ryan Tannehill to the Eagles. Russell Wilson to the Bears. David Montgomery is going to go be Philly's new starter, and Bryce Love heads to Cincy. Cortland Sutton is going to go play wide receiver 1 for the Bucks. I don't think that's true, but he is headed to the Bucks. Aaron Hernandez, a 91 overall tight end, he's headed to the Texans. And Irv Smith leaves Pittsburgh, heads to Baltimore. Travis Kelce leaves Houston and heads to Philly. His brother played there a bit. Now he wants to. Incredible. Travis Frederick, you are a Bengal. Cam Jordan, you are a Buccaneer. J.J. Watt leaves Houston, heads for Seattle. Brian Burns heads to Philly. Anthony Barr heads to Vegas. Courtney Upshaw heads to Denver. Blake Cashman heads to the Rams. Stephon Gilmore is headed to the Giants. The Honey Badgers headed to the Falcons. Kevin Byard's headed to the Seahawks. Seahawks added a lot of pieces. Seahawks are going for it, man. There are a lot of teams we saw win Super Bowls that haven't even come close in this universe. That's tough. All right, let's go see who's headed where. Will Anderson, Lucas Van Ness, Michael Mayer, all headed here to Pittsburgh. The Texans get Isaiah Foskey, Tank Dell, J.L. Skinner. The Titans get Peter Skoronski, Hendon Hooker, Eric Gray, Demario Douglas. The Vikings get Bijan. That's all that matters, but they also had DeMarvion Overshown, Nicholas Herbig, Trey Palmer. Bears get Joey Porter Jr., Drew Sanders, Kobe Turner. The Bengals get Emmanuel Forbes, C.J. Stroud, Jair Brown, Ventrell Miller, Roshan Johnson, Andrew Voorhees. That's a great draft class. The Bills get Will McDonald, Nolan Smith, Tajay. Not bad. The Broncos get Jalen Carter and Brian Branch. That's ridiculous. Miles Murphy goes to the Browns, as well as Jay Ward and Jacqueline Roy. The Bucks get Bryce Young and Joe Tippmann and Zach Pickens. The Cardinals get Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, Zach Harrison. They just want to be the Bears. The Chargers get Mozzie Smith, Osiris Torrance, Trey Tucker. Chiefs get Deontay Banks, Rashee Rice, and Devon Achane. Oh, and Puka Nacua. Colts get Anton Harrison, Tuli Tuipulotu, Tucker Kraft. Commanders get Brian Brzee, Marvin Mims, Kaylee Ringo, Aiden O'Connell. Cowboys get Steve Avila, Jalen Hyatt, Yaya Diaby. Dolphins get Christian Gonzalez and PJ Ojolari. Eagles get Anthony Richardson, Keon White, Marte Mapu. Falcons get Jonathan Mingo. Ooh, the Falcons did not have a good class. Elijah Cansey and Keanu Benton head to the Niners. The Giants get Felix Anudike-Uzomah and Cam Smith. Oh, and Luke Musgrave. Jets get Zay Flowers. Lions get Parrish Johnson Jr., Cody Mosh. Packers get Broderick Jones, Jaden Reed, Josh Downs. The Panthers get Jack Campbell, Jordan Battle. The Patriots get Dalton Kincaid, Jervon Dexter, Mekhi Blackman, and Xavier Hutchinson. Raiders get QJ. Rams get Jackson Smith and Jigba and Will Levis. Oh, and Brenton Strange. Ravens get Jahmyr Gibbs, Devon Witherspoon, Sam Laporta. Saints get Tyree Wilson, Julius Brents, Siaki Ika. Seahawks get Jordan Addison, Juice Scruggs, DTR, A.T. Perry, Dwayne McBride. All right, we are nearing the end of this video and the advancement here. We're going to get a couple more draft classes in. We're going to sim to what would be the end of this year. And then I might do a sim of 10 years just to see what happens, but I don't think I will. I think that's a little lame. I think we'll just end it where the season is, and we'll go over the full rosters again. But we'll see at the end of the year. All right, another season. Trey Lance is the starter in Pittsburgh now. He had a season of all time. Do with that information what you will. Best quarterback in the league. Finally, Mahomes is up here with the top guys. 4,800 yards, 37 touchdowns. Then you got Dwayne Haskins, Josh Allen, Matt Stafford, and Matt Barkley, because that man's does not go away. You've got Daniel Jones, Jared Goff, Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr. Wow. Cam Newton is still out here, still balling. You love to see it. Herbert looking all right. Tua played some this year. Justin Fields had a good year. Trey Lance, not so much. Zach Wilson looks all right. T-Law looks good. Dak Prescott's playing football. Lamar looks fine, but he doesn't look special like he does in real life. Andrew Luck, same kind of thing here. Bryce Young basically didn't play. He threw 3 touchdowns and a pick, though. Jalen Hurts, when he did play, did not look good. Yeah, C.J. Stroud basically didn't play. A lot of non-players. Your touchdown leaders, Barkley, Allen, Mayfield, Watson, Murray, and then Mahomes. Rushing leaders, Najee, Josh Jacobs, Cam Akers, Nick Chubb, Joe Mixon, Breece Hall, Todd Gurley, Dalvin Cook. Rushing touchdown guys, Breece Hall goes 20 in back-to-back years, 19 for Josh Jacobs, 16 for Harris, 15 for Gurley, 13 for Chubb and Kamara. Receiving leaders, Brandon Cooks again, 24 touchdowns. Then Diggs, 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns. D-Hop, Michael Pittman now. Sterling Shepard, Ryan Switzer's still out here. John Mechie's on this list, too. You'll love to see it. Michael Thomas, also a 20-touchdown guy. Love to see that. Defensively, your sack leader, Myles Garrett with 24, Leonard Williams, 23.5, 23 from Chase Young, 20 from Jadeveon, 19.5 Cam Jordan. Uh-oh. Either he retired or he had the worst year of his career. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, there's Von Miller. Aaron Donald, worst year of his career. He's down to 10 sacks. Down to 10. Down to 10. Tough. Interceptions, 6 from Darrell Washington, Kendall Fuller, and Reggie Ragland. Gross. That's a gross list. Looking at the schedule, I think he did it. Baker Mayfield goes back-to-back. The Chargers make the playoffs. Baker Mayfield goes back-to-back Super Bowls, beating out Blake Bortles this time. Alexander Mattison, back-to-back Super Bowl champion. Tajay Sharp, best receiver on a Super Bowl winning team. Hollywood Brown still here. Allen Robinson still here. Defensively, I don't think there were any interceptions. So there you have that. Let's go see the award winners real quick. Baker probably gets Super Bowl MVP. Matt Barkley gets another MVP. Brandon Cooks and Chase Young are your players of the year. Bijan and Isaiah Foskey are your rookies of the year. Your retired players, Jordan Reed, Kirk Cousins, Josh Norman, D. Ford, Michael Floyd, Stephon Gilmore, Jason Pierre-Paul, Martavis Bryant, Ryan Tannehill, Mike Pouncey, Navarro Bowman, Kobe Fleener, Randall Cobb, Brandon Thompson. I don't know why I just said his name. That was random. Demario Davis, Jason Kelsey, officially retired. He was not on a team, though, so he was retired. It's Caleb Williams time, ladies and gentlemen. It's final season time also. We are nearing the end, and that will be to see how Madden thinks in this universe the rookies from this year pan out. And then we'll go kind of look at everything across the board as well once this season's over. Wow, there's a lot of movement in this offseason, and it starts with Joseph Burrow. I don't know where he came from, so we're going to go find that out real quick. He was in Washington this entire time. He's leaving, heading to Seattle. Andrew Luck goes to Chicago. Nick Foles to Kansas City. Jordan Love to Cincinnati. Bryce Love moves from Cincinnati to Vegas. Justin Jefferson, no, he's leaving Patty Mahomes and headed to Chicago. That hurts my soul. That hurts my soul. I can handle him on the Chargers. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't like it at all. Gah. All right, moving on. Muhammad Wilkerson heads to the New York Football Giants. J.J. Watt heads to the Chiefs. Jarrell Casey to the Patriots. Deron Payne to the Bucks. Darius Leonard to the Raiders. Ryan Shazier to the Browns. Von Miller heads to the Eagles. Kyle Fuller to the Browns. Pat Pete to the Giants. Trayvon Diggs taking his talents to San Fran. Tease Tabor taking his to Tampa Bay. And that's about it for free agency. One final draft class to look at here. Who wins the Caleb Williams sweepstakes? No clue. Let's find out, though, shall we? Starting with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers get Keon Coleman, Trey Benson, Adonai Mitchell. Not bad. You know what? I would take that if I was a team. Texans get Jerzon Newton, Cooper Beebe, Cam Kitchens. Not bad. Titans get Xavier Worthy, Bo Nix. All right. Vikings get Rook Ororo, Ricky Pearsall, Troy I don't love that. Oh, well, we know where Caleb goes. J.C. Latham, J.J. McCarthy, Jalen Poe. Hey, J.J. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson are on the same team. You know what? I'm down. I hate that it's the Bears, but I'm still down for it. Joe Alt goes to the Bengals along with Jackson Powers Johnson and Jalen Wright. Felice Fuanga goes to the Bills, as well as Mike Sandra still, and Joe Milton. Broncos get BTJ and Marshawn Lloyd. Browns get Tavondre Sweat, Xavier Legette, and Cedric Gray. Bucks get Marvin Harrison Jr., Edgerrin Cooper, Ennis Rakestraw, Malik Mustafa. That's good list. Cardinals get Braden Fisk, Isaiah Adams. I don't like their draft class. Chargers get Graham Barton, Junior Colson, Max Melton, Austin Booker. That's a pretty good class. Chiefs get, I can't remember his last name. The right tackle out of Washington, though, Troy Fautanu. Yep. And then Kingsley Suamatia, Tyrone Hopper, Cedric Van Pran. Not bad, but Colts get Brock Bowers, Javon Bullard, Peyton Wilson, Malachi Corley. Commanders get Quinion Mitchell, Roger Rosengarten, Spencer Rattler. Cowboys get Latu, Chris Jenkins, Kalen Bullock, Jatavion Sanders. Dolphins get Drake May and Mike Hall. They'd take that. Eagles get Malik Neighbors, which is all they really need. Falcons get Kool-Aid, Jonathan Brooks. That's not bad as long as they stay healthy. 49ers get Nate Wiggins, Braylon Trice. Giants get Tyler Guyton, Lad McConkey, McKinley Jackson, Braylon Allen. Jaguars get Cooper DeJean. They'll definitely take that. Jets get Dallas Turner, Brandon Coleman. Lions get Jordan Morgan, Michael Penix Jr., and Kamari Lassiter. Packers get Byron Murphy, Zach Frazier, Blake Corum. Panthers get Amarius Mims, Marshawn Nealand, Will Shipley. Patriots get Rome Odunze, Mason Smith. That's about it. Luke McCaffrey, I guess. Raiders get Terrion Arnold, Renardo Green, TJ Tampa. They went heavy corner draft. Rams get Jaden Daniels, so they're replacing Lamar with Jaden Daniels, I guess. They get Jared Verse, Zach Zinter, Bucky Irving. That's a good class. Ravens get Caleb Williams, Chop Robinson. You'll take that, I think, if you're the Ravens. And that's about it, really. So we're going to see how this final season goes, and then we'll break down how the league looks afterwards. All right, this season wraps up. I want to start by looking at the retirements because this is the end. Anthony Barr, Tavon Austin. Oof. Tavon Austin was big. Jarrell Casey, Rob Gronkowski. Retires as a Lion. That could have happened in real life. Pat Pete, Von Miller, Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Aaron Donald, J.J. Watt, Sammy Watkins, Pat McAfee finally retires, Cameron Jordan, Travis Frederick, Mo Claiborne. A lot of people retired. So let's go see how this league really looks now. We're going to look at this final season. Ew, the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, I think. That's what it looked like. Desmond Ridder led the NFL in passing yards and had 36 touchdowns to boot. Dwayne Haskins, Derek Carr, Daniel Jones, Marcus Mariota. That's just the grossest top passers list. But Kyler Murray, Jameis Winston, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen. Blake Bortles is still slinging it. Carson Wentz, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Andrew Luck, Matt Stafford, Matt Barkley, Jacoby Brissett. Baker Mayfield has a down year. RG3 kind of feels like that time's coming to a close, and maybe Cam Newton's time is as well. Mahomes has a rough go again. Lamar is fine, but he's not looking special. Bryce Young is fine. Trevor's fine. Caleb Williams just basically doesn't get to play. Neither does JJ. Touchdown leaders, Jared Goff, Kyler, Jameis, Deshaun, Carson Wentz, Dwayne Haskins, Stafford. Interception leader, Andrew Luck with 15. This was a better year for all quarterbacks, it looks like. Rushing leader, Josh Jacobs. Wow, that's weirdly close to real life. Najee, Miles Sanders, Nick Chubb, Travis Etienne, Saquon, Cam Akers, Bijan, Joe Mixon, Ronald Jones. I want to look at rushing tuds. 17 for Jonathan Taylor, 15 Josh Jacobs, 14 for Harrison Jones, 13 for Sanders and Zach Charbonnet. Receiving leader, D-Hop, still doing it 12 years in with 1,800 yards and 20 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks, 1,700 yards, 22 tuds. OBJ, Diggs, Henry Ruggs, Laquan Treadwell doing stuff. QJ had a good year. Denzel Mims might have rebroke the touchdowns record as he has 28 touchdowns. Tyler Lockett with 25. Chris Conley with 24. Fucking ridiculous receiving numbers out here, man. Defensively, your sacks leader, 23 from Danielle Hunter, 21.5 from Chase Young, 17.5 from Jadeveon Clowney, 17.5 from Myles Garrett, and 17 from Bradley Chubb and Rashaan Evans. Interception leader, Jaquan Brisker, and Carlton Davis. And in real life, this wouldn't happen because the teams are so different. But the Super Bowl was Cowboys-Jets, apparently. The Vikings lost in the divisional round to the Cowboys. Josh Allen loses the divisional. I don't know who the Browns quarterback is off the top of my head. But Marcus Mariota beats Carson Wentz in a Super Bowl. Is that right? Yes. Marcus Mariota beats Carson Wentz in a Super Bowl, where Carson Wentz throws 4 touchdowns. Insane. Cam Akers had a decent game. Breece Hall, 2 catches, Bucko 7. Zay Flowers caught 3 touchdowns. Ridiculous. Corey Davis, and yeah, that's it for receivers. The interceptions are Obi Melifonwu. That's it. Justin Fields led his team to the 1 seed and then lost to the 7 seed. Incredible. Mahomes has still never made a Super Bowl. So let's go look at every team, and then we'll kind of look at how everything historically changed, if that makes sense. So we'll start with the Steelers because that's our team, I guess. Trey Lance is actually pretty good. Nick Chubb's here. Elijah Moore is apparently the GOAT. D.D. Westbrook, De'Ami Brown, Keon Coleman, Adonai Mitchell. I don't know where there's room for everybody. Michael Mayer's here. Mekhi Becton. David Bakhtiari's still playing. Yannick Ngakoue is still one of the best players in football. So Will Anderson isn't even getting playing time. Lucas Van Ness is here. Rashaan Evans is apparently really good. Adoree Jackson. Josh Jones is one of the best safeties in the league. I have no clue who that even is. You know what? Let's just go NFL. Your top quarterbacks, there are a bunch of 99 overalls. Deshaun Watson, Patty Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, Marcus Mariota, Joe Burrow, Jameis Winston, Kyler Murray, all 99 overalls. Dwayne Haskins, Baker Mayfield, 98 overalls. 97 for Carson Wentz. Matt Barkley, gotta be the surprise of the video. Might be the greatest to ever do it. Look at these numbers, dude. Never thrown for less than 4,200 yards in a season. Oh, well, until this year. Like, he's like an all-time great. Like, actually. Made 3 Pro Bowls. He's been an MVP twice. Been an Offensive Player of the Year. Insane, dude. Best running backs in the league. Breece Hall, Najee, Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders, Bijan, Cam Akers, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon, Ronald Jones, Devin Singletary. Those are your top guys right now. Best receivers in the league, DK, Brandon Cooks, Corey Davis. Insane. I feel like we still got to go team by team, but looking at the top guys is also interesting. Evan Ingram, best tight end in the league. Eric Ebron, Dawson Knox, Mike Gesicki, Kyle Pitts, Hunter Henry, TJ Hawkinson, David Njoku, Cole Kmet, Mark Andrews, Brock Bowers, Jake Butt. Incredible. Best tackle in the league's Mekhi Becton. There are not a lot of 99 offensive linemen. That's what I'm learning. But all right, let's go back to going team by team, at least a little bit. The Bears got Andrew Luck and J.J. McCarthy to come in soon. A.J. Dillon, Justin Jefferson, and Laquan Treadwell are like the same overall. Imagine, dude. Imagine. Mike Gesicki's here, J.C. Latham. Not a bad O-line, but not great. Solomon Thomas turned into one of the greatest players in the league. Montez Sweat's good. Fred Warner is one of the best linebackers in football. Shocker, right? Denzel Ward and Joey Porter Jr. are good. Javon Holland's good. Jabril Peppers is better than he ever was in real life, but we'll take it. Jordan Love and CJ Stroud are duking it out to be the Bengal QB1. Benny Snell is their best running back. Drake London and Riley Ridley are their receivers with Kyle Pitts. Tristan Wirfs never turned into one of the best players in the league. Caleb Chason ended up really good, though. Hassan Reddick was fine, but he never was dominant like he was a little bit in real life. Zach Wilson has turned into like a quality quarterback. Jonathan Taylor's really good. Devin Duvernay is a real wide receiver one, and he's currently better than Godwin and Mike Evans, who Mike Evans, I am pretty sure, does not reach the 1,000-yard streak. No, he does not. That's tough. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Denver's receiving core is just ridiculous. A.J. Brown, Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, Brian Thomas Jr. They got Cole Kmet, Ryan Ramczyk. I don't know when I skipped over, but I did. This is Justin Fields' team. And Justin Fields worked out well. Ryan Ramczyk's really good. I want to see more surprises. Chase Young is like one of, if not the best edge rusher in football right now. That's pretty insane. Sauce Gardner's good. I feel like that's not surprising. Brian Branch is good. The Browns, RG3 is one of the greatest to ever do it. Like, actually. He played for the Browns his entire career, and he's just been awesome. Won 3 Super Bowls here. I think it'll show. Will it show Super Bowl wins? No. That's tough. Interesting. I wish it did, but RG3 is legitimately one of the greatest to ever do it. Najee's here and really good. Paris Campbell is one of the best receivers in the league. Tyreek Hill's fine, but not great. Evan Ingram's the best tight end in football, which is insane. Mitchell Trubisky's been a quarterback. He's been about the same as real life. Kadarius Toney is good. Marvin Harrison's good. Cortland Sutton's good. George Kittle never worked out, man. He was never special. He was fine, apparently, but he was never good. That sucks. Zach Allen never took a step, which is, again, tough. TJ Watt's been good, but not great. He hasn't been. My camera exploded. Don't know how long that was broken, but we're back. Sorry, I've completely zoned out. Jeff Okudah ended up being a really good player, which is pretty surprising, I think. Deshaun Watson maybe didn't become Groper Cleveland in this world. Who knows? Miles Sanders is one of the best running backs in the league. Tyler Lockett feels like he's about Tyler Lockett. Not seeing anything too crazy on this team. At least not yet. Christian Wilkins is still good. Deion Jones got really good and stayed really good, which is a little different. Patrick Queen is about right. Christian Fulton's better than he was in real life, so I guess there you go. CJ Gardner-Johnson, though, never became even a mediocre NFL player. Chargers, Pat Mahomes has been weird because his numbers aren't that great, but he's still been awesome. Zay Jones is a really good football player, I guess. Colton Miller's good. I don't see any super surprises here right now. Clelin Ferrell's been a real football player his entire career. Emmanuel Ogba's been way better than he was in real life. Carlton Davis is like actually one of the best corners in the league. Caleb Farley was a hit, so that's different. Mac Jones is the quarterback of the Chiefs. CMC did not become the best running back in the league, not even close. CeeDee Lamb is good, but not close to like top 5 like he is in real life. And Puka just never got to be Puka. Dexter Lawrence is good, but not great like he is in real life. Trayvon Walker's about what he is in real life. Jalen Johnson's one of the better corners in the league. Not as good as he is in real life, but I wouldn't say he's too far off. Matt Barkley, again, super overachiever. Zeke was never Zeke. Traylon Burks is a good football player, so that's news. Tyler Boyd and Deontay are about right. Like, they're about what their peaks would be in real life. Garrett Bradbury got way better than he was in real life. Tack McKinley got way better than he was in real life. Minka's not as good. I'm not seeing a lot of guys who are super busts, but that's probably because they're not in the league anymore. Saquon never got to best running back in the league status. Odell got to have the career that I think he deserved. And Kenny Golladay peaked just like he did in real life. He peaked hard, but yeah. Odell has had the career that we all wanted. That's a Hall of Famer career right there, I think. Mark Andrews has been good. Nick Bosa's been exactly what you'd expect a Nick Bosa to be. Vernon Hargraves, actually good at football. Who'd have thought, right? But yeah, Marcus Mariota, pretty good at football. Breece Hall, good at football. Corey Davis, real football player. But Jarvis Landry never got to be Jarvis Landry. Christian Darrisaw hasn't reached Christian Darrisaw yet. He's still got a chance, though, because he's not that old. Josh Hines Allen is about right. Cam Curl never got to be Cam Curl. But Obi Melifonwu was good, so do it that way you will. Derek Carr was weird because he was mediocre his whole career. Alvin Kamara was never Alvin Kamara. Henry Ruggs is way better than he was in real life, though. Like, that's the thing here. Like, there's a lot of good players on a lot of teams. All right, I'm kind of, like, I don't know, I'm intrigued. I didn't look at the Vikings. I want to look at the Vikings before we're done. Jameis Winston, somehow one of the best in the league. Bijan, great. DK Metcalf, great. Who's working out way better or way worse than I would have expected on this team? Rook Aurora is really good. Derek Brown, that's correct. Shaq Thompson's definitely better than he ever got in real life. Odafe Owa's about the same. Jalen Ramsey got to be the best corner in football. But Greedy Williams is fucking awesome, too. I don't know if he retired, but he must have. Because Harrison Smith was a guy for a while, but looks like he's not in the league anymore. So I want to go look at stats and awards for all time. Oh, did we even look at this year? We did. I'm dumb. NFL record book to start. Career passing yards goes to Matthew Stafford. So Stafford and Rodgers, it's a bit of a lie, though. It is a bit of a lie. Randall Cobb finished with the most That's got to be a lie, too. Same with Pat Pete. Same with Cam Jordan, at least I think. So we'll go team by team, look at the new guys. Like Ryan Tannehill being the all-time best Bears quarterback. Keenan Allen being the all-time best receiver by every metric. 900 catches. I don't know if that's right, but Keenan Allen's exists. The Bengals, Andy Dalton is that guy for them. As well as AJ Green being the best receiver. Him and Jordan Shipley, actually. And then Geno Atkins. The Bills, the only thing that got beat for them was Mike Evans breaking their touchdowns record. That's it. The only thing that got beat for the Broncos was the all-time TDs record, set now by Amari Cooper. And then Von Miller rebroke his own sacks record, I think, for that team. The Browns, RG3 is him. This is what I mean. 57,000 career passing yards, 429 touchdowns. Actually him. Tyreek is their greatest receiver of all time. I guess there's an argument, Tyreek or Brashad Perryman. But Tyreek's here. Myles Garrett is their sacks guy, I think. That might be real life Myles Garrett, though. I don't know. Josh Freeman is the all-time Bucks guy, actually. And then Adrian Claiborne is their all-time sacks guy. Deshaun Watson has passed touchdowns, but not yards for the Cardinals. while Tyler Lockett has touchdowns but not catches or yards. And then Calais Campbell, no. Yes. I don't know. There's Pat Pete with the Cardinals, though. Some of these get confusing because, like Phillip Rivers, that's not the current one. No Chargers records got broken. The all-time leading passer in the history of the Chiefs is Kirk O'Chains. Insane. The all-time passing touchdowns leader in the history of the Colts is Matt Barkley with 458. Ezekiel Elliott's their rushing touchdowns guy. And then Aaron Donald, this version of Aaron Donald finished his career with 188 sacks, doing it all on the Colts. Fuck, I just got attacked by a box elder bug. That was terrifying. The only thing to change for the Commanders is their best receiver all time is by far Odell Beckham Jr. Cowboys' Marcus Mariota is their all-time leading passer and touchdown passer. Jarvis Landry is their all-time touchdown guy, though. Ryan Switzer is the all-time leading receiver for the Dolphins, and Jadeveon Clowney is the all-time sack artist for the Dolphins. The Eagles had nothing. Oh, no. Sorry. New LaShawn McCoy is their all-time rushing guy. So they kept the same guy. It's just different version, I guess. Todd Gurley becomes the all-time leading rusher for the Atlanta Falcons, as well as Julio Jones and Brandon Cooks breaking their receiving stuff, and Leonard Williams being their new sack guy. Blake Bortles, all-time 49ers QB. He is better than Joe Montana and Steve Young. It is what it is. The Giants, Le'Veon Bell is their all-time best running back, and the new Jason Pierre-Paul is their best sack guy. Jaguars, Baker Mayfield becomes their guy. MJD breaks the touchdown thing, and then Allen Robinson breaks the touchdowns thing for them as well, and then Myles Garrett is their best sack guy. Carson Wentz is the all-time leading passer in the history of the Jets, and Jeremy Curley is the best receiver the Jets have ever had. Bradley Chubb is the best sack artist. The Lions' Matthew Stafford is a fucking psycho. 67,000 yards, 471 touchdowns. Calvin Johnson is even better than he was previously. And then Titus Young ends up with the most receptions of any Lion ever. And then Ndamukong Suh is their sack leader. Packers, Aaron Rodgers breaks all of his own things, I guess. Melvin Gordon's their best running back ever. Sterling Shepard is their best receiver ever outside of receptions from Randall Cobb. Then the Panthers, Cam Newton is that guy quarterback-wise. He's probably put together a Hall of Fame career. And then Michael Floyd is their greatest receiver ever. Fletcher Cox is their all-time leading sack guy. Tom Brady, still Tom Brady. That's actually real Tom Brady, not in-game Tom Brady. Because nobody broke anything except Rob Gronkowski breaking the receptions record for the Patriots. David Johnson is the most rushing touchdowns of any Raider ever, and that is the only thing that got broken in the all-time history of the Raiders. Joe Flacco stayed as the all-time Ravens guy. Ray Rice passed himself. Torrey Smith passed himself. And then Jordan Reed, was the receptions guy somehow for the Ravens. Fake Mark Ingram passed the Saints rushing stuff. And then Stephon Diggs is the all-time Saints yardage and touchdown guy. Jimmy Graham gets the receptions. And then Cam Jordan, 245 career sacks. He stays as that guy. Russell Wilson that is old Russell Wilson. No Seahawks boosted. Cam Hayward is the all-time Steelers sack artist. Texans, Jared Goff is their all-time passer. Arian Foster sets his own records for all-time rusher. The Titans, Jake Locker is their all-time passer. And DeAndre Hopkins and Devontae Adams break their receiving stuff. And Jarrell Casey is their sack artist. The Vikings, it's Jameis Winston, unfortunately. And that's it for them. Single season NFL stuff. Apparently never anything got broken. except for Calvin Johnson breaking his own record, going over 2,000 yards, and Roddy White getting 29 touchdowns. The all-time sack record is 30. Single game stuff, Jeremy Curley had 6 touchdown receptions in 2032. The greatest rookie season ever was Dwayne Haskins at QB. Brees Hall had most rookie rushing touchdowns. And that's it for the new stuff. And then single game rookie stuff, we got nothing. I do want to look at single season stuff for a couple teams. Ryan Tannehill wins everything for the Bears. The Vikings. Wow, single season is still Dante Culpepper, but Jameis gets passing touchdowns. Chris Conley gets touchdown catches. That's the only new stuff. I want to see just news. 2034, the Bengals, Andy Dalton broke the pass touchdowns record for them. Jonathan Taylor has the rush TD record for the Bills now. Mike Evans has the touchdown catches record for them. Yeah, a lot of things changed. This is a very different league because Bob Duncan is maybe the greatest head coach of all time. Moving on to quarterback, Rodgers ended up making it to another 2 Super Bowls and winning them. Stafford went to 4 Super Bowls and lost all of them. That Super Bowl win is not real. He did not do that. RG3, though, got 2 Super Bowl rings and went to 3 Super Bowls. Andy Dalton did something. Ryan Tannehill won a Super Bowl with the Bears. Matt Barkley made it to 1 but never won. Cam Newton never made it to 1. Jameis never made it. Joe Flacco never won one. He got the one from the thing. Carson Wentz lost one with the Jets. Some of these stats are wonky. Marcus Mariota won 1. Baker's got 2. Bortles made 1 but didn't win. Josh Allen's been to 2, won 1. Haskins made it to 1, didn't win. It's tough. It's tough out here. But things are very different. RG3 got to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. That is probably the biggest takeaway. Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley, 2 of the best running backs of all time. Calvin Johnson, by far the best receiver of all time. Julio's close. D-Hop's close. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is an interesting game. This was an interesting run-through. And, yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts were down below if you stuck around somehow this far. But, the league is very different. That is for sure. Yeah. Kyler Murray just won an MVP. Danielle Hunter won his 2nd deploy. That's wild. But yeah, that's all I got. I've been recording this video for 5 hours. I'm done. Peace.